Welcome back to the official GeekSpeak podcast. This is episode 41. The strikes are finally over.
Took a long time, but they are done.
I'm your host, Sean, and join as always, it's my co-host, Josh. I'll be back. I am back. Rudy Rudolph. That's a Michael Scott moment. This is the podcast where we watch movies, make movies, play games, and more. What else can you ask for? And the strikes are over. We didn't scab. That's why we were gone.
The rules were very unclear as to if we were allowed to talk about things, so we decided best not to.
And because most of our content revolves around struck content, not really the best avenue to go down right now. Especially since one of our main topics is about Disney movies specifically. So yes, it's been a minute. If you're new to the show, welcome. It's been gone for about 4 months, which feels like it's been for a lot longer than that to me.
It has. It feels strange being back after so long.
I'm glad. I'm very glad though to be back. And we're back in full force. We actually now have a Discord server. Last episode around that time, we set up a subreddit now, so you all can join that. As always, you can always email the show or follow us on Twitter, etc. But now we're trying to build as much community as possible to enhance the connection we have with all of you listeners. And that's pretty cool. Most episodes in the show, we will be going through a different Disney Channel original movie, or DCOM, DCOM for short. And we will see how in a short period of time, like 20 years, we have the giant sample size. We'll see how quality changes fluctuate from the biggest media company on Earth and how they cater towards children and what happens with all that. You know, it's kind of crazy. And today is no exception. We are back with, I guess, a classic to some people, or a sequel to a classic. It's a sequel to, I guess, some people's classic. This is Zenon 2, the sequel. And I wrote that note as a joke in my note. I didn't know that was the actual title until I saw it on Disney+.
Oh, yeah, that's the title.
It's the sequel. It's the sequel. Which, honestly, I love that they did that. That's pretty good. Josh, before we get into that, how are you doing?
Brain is broken because Zenon broke my brain last night.
You watched it last night?
Yes, after I got off work, it was like midnight, I was watching it, I was just like, I can't tell, am I having a stroke or is that just the writing?
Cetus Lapidus, man. I watched it, also I'm not saying Cetus Penis, I'm saying Cetus Lapidus, because that is an actual quote from both movies at this point. And we'll get into that soon. I watched this movie last night from like 10:30 to like 2 a.m. Yes, it took me a while. I had to pause it a lot. Things were going on. You know, I was making show notes of the show today while doing other things and like trying to figure out what's going on for this, because I had to figure out what the heck is happening today, because a lot of time has passed. I had to make sure that today runs smoothly, and I don't know if it's going to. We're gonna try. I'm really excited for the show to be back. Like, I have really missed being geeks and speaking with y'all. Specifically you, Josh. We haven't talked outside. Like, this show is always an excuse for you and me to connect a lot, especially since we've been so far away now. And getting to this show with you has been great. Yeah. And now we have an excuse to hang out again. It's also great.
Woo!
Woo! Excuses to hang out. And next week, I will actually be seeing Josh here in person for the first time in many months. So that's pretty fun.
Woo, woo.
So the show runs in 4 main parts. We have the DCOM first, and then we're going to go into usually the news, and then our main topic, and then the super weird story. Today's a little different because it's mostly catching up on 4 months of what the heck's been going on in the media. Specifically today, we're doing catching up on, after the DCOM, what movies have come out, our general yay or nay opinion on those movies and shows, and then just news. That's it. Just July 14th until December 13th. So 4 months of news. Josh, are you ready to discuss the sequel? Because I have at least a few notes.
I have many just frustrating notes.
So, recap. We watched Zenon as our episode 4 like 2.5 years ago at this point, because we did the podcast very irregularly. And I didn't remember the plot of the first one, so we had both of us listen to our thoughts. We listened to our episode 4 part talking about Zenon 1 recap. And it brought back a lot of memories.
It brought back a lot of repressed memories for me.
And I gotta say, I don't know if this is better or worse or on par.
I don't like these movies.
To be fair, I don't remember the first one very well. I remember enough to know the plot of the first one and the characters. I wrote a lot, but Josh, what's going on? What is Zenon up to? What is Radon Car up to? What's the plot?
So this is in the future. Not a very good future. Kind of a boring future, to be honest.
It's 2049, like Blade Runner.
Yeah, I'd rather be in the future of Blade
Actually,
Runner.
Actually, it's 2050 because it's been a year since the first one. Yeah, it's been a year since number one.
Either way, she's a space girl on a space station doing what space girls on space stations do, and that's be alive, I guess.
Are you sure?
I don't know, to be honest, but but she's there just doing what teenage girls do, blowing stuff out of airlocks, thinking it's a video game because smarts apparently don't exist in space. And the military comes and just like, hey, your thing's out of orbit. We're going to start jettisoning your ship so you all don't die. And Zenon's just like, hold on, I don't like that. We're gonna stop you. But in the meantime, she has to babysit her arch nemesis from the first movie because she's the daughter of the military man, and a pop star has gone missing. This film doesn't really have a plot, to be honest. It's just a sequence of events that happen, and that's about it. I don't like it.
I think Josh is leaning towards nays today.
Yeah, I'd probably say that. Like, I was thinking as I was watching this, it's just like, at least with the era of DCOM dramas that we talked about, that they at least tried more in terms of like their characters and performances. Here we're back to just the trying to be cool and hip with the kiddos, and I hate every second of it.
So fun fact, this is our 21st DCOM we've watched, Josh.
We've watched a lot. That's crazy. I think I remember maybe a quarter of them.
This is our 41st episode. We've only done 21 DCOMs. We need to start doing sometimes some double DCOMs to catch up. Yeah, this movie is interesting to me in that what is going on, and no character really knows, to be honest, or trusts themselves or those around them.
The film doesn't really know what's going on.
And you might be confused because Josh mentioned there's a pop star missing, and that doesn't seem to relate to space at all. It doesn't.
It's just there because pop stars are cool.
Well, because it was briefly a character in the last one, and by character I mean Zenon liked a pop star. That was the character.
And then he showed up and sang at the end.
Because it was like they paid him to do a thank you thing for her because she saved them. But also, Josh and I said at the end of the last movie that it wasn't a happy ending because the person they defeated was funding them.
Yeah,
and now it carried over because the person who was funding them is gone and they're falling apart. Yes, the Zenon fixing the problem last time, which there was a predicament last episode. Yes, last episode, sure. And Zenon won, where at the end the main villain was doing insurance problems or something and whatever at fraud or something and using funding and legal whatever to do stuff, and Zenon wanted to stop it, and she did. But in doing so, she stopped the illegal activity, but also stopped the ship from getting funding. So it's a lose-lose scenario, win-win scenario, both. But here, Zenon, consequences.
And this is what kills me about this one, because the thing that is made clear is that because of what happened in the last movie, the ship is out of orbit, and if it keeps going where it's going to crash into Earth. So the military is like, okay, the best solution that we can come up with is to jettison parts of the ship. Yeah, it sucks, but hey, most of you will survive, so hey, that's a plus. And Zenon's like, no, we're gonna stop you. And I'm just like, what's your plan then to save the ship from crashing into Earth? Like, what?
I thought her plan might have ended up being, hey, we could try and get the pop star to do a concert, raise money for funding again. Something like that to help us, like, I'll fix the thing I made a mistake with, but also help, her mistake when she made a mistake last time is very loose, because she did help people. But also, it's on you. So yeah, I thought our route would be like, let's try and fix the problem in a logical way that'll help going forward. That didn't happen.
Logic doesn't really happen in this movie.
There's some interesting things, like some wonderful vocabulary, like that carries over from last movie, like the word majors all the time, and stellinary and cetus lupidus. That all carries over. We got this time though a new one. Will you ice? Meaning will you chill? Which I think so clever. Shut up, doggies. I live in Los Angeles, and there are neighbors who have dogs and roosters. I apologize for any of that you might hear. I don't want to confused because Zenon, like you brought up earlier, she played a game, what she thought was a video game, that opened and closed airlocks. First off, she said she made the game.
That's not how making games work.
If she made the game, how did it close and open the airlocks? Also, how did the men who were exposed to those open and closing airlocks not die in the vacuum of space?
It's space!
They aren't like, half Terran, half God, like Star-Lord. No, it's space. On that same note, the game that she's playing, that she tells her friend, recasted, the recast friend. Oh yeah, that's my plan. So her friend was recast from Raven-Symoné to another actress.
My guess is that, like, this is around when That's a Raven was starting, so that's probably why.
That's probably why. But anyway, so the game they're playing is trap these pellets between two walls. Okay, keep one of the walls closed.
Why open one of the walls then?
Them? They kept opening them. And it's like, they're getting out. Yeah, you're letting them out. This game isn't just nonsense. You're just some guy was paid to do a quick virtual, graphics video for them. That's it. It's pretty bad. That game doesn't make sense. These effects are something. At time, I liked the alien at the end.
Oh yeah, by the way, there's aliens in this.
We'll get to it. That's actually the main plot in theory.
Not really.
The second half is what it's all about. Yeah, the effects are something. They teeter on terrible to amazing. No, amazing for DCOM standards. DCOM amazing. But that's fine. It's whatever. If I sound jaded, I'm sorry. We've had better ones. And we know that they can do better. We know that they can do better sci-fi even at this point. So like, this is just...
Compared to when we watched the first one was like, what, our 4th episode? So it was only our 4th DCOM we had seen at that point. And of course, we've seen, DCOMs in our lives. But, like, starting from the beginning, like, this is, to show how far they've come. At this point, it feels like a giant regressive step backwards. And I don't...
For a sequel.
Yeah, for the sequel and for DCOMs in general, I don't get it.
I wrote down in all capitals, these men were almost murdered. Outer space was exposed. Yes, Zenon is almost a murderer. Her punishment was watch for aliens.
She's like, oh no, every kid's worst nightmare.
Also, as predicted from last time, Josh said in our last episode 4, our last Zenon episode, that he thinks that Greg doesn't like her anymore.
And I was correct in my theory.
Because in this episode, this episode of Zenon's trilogy of episodes, when the opening thing is, Greg dumped me. It's been a year. I didn't think you'd be with me forever. How are you still so casual after it's been a year? Like, if you've been dating for a year, that's still a big thing. Also, yeah, you're gone in space. I don't know, man. I don't know.
There's way too many goddamn primary colors in this movie.
And they're all clashing.
None of it works. Just everyone's just wearing any color, and I hate it. When they get down to Earth and things look normal, I'm like, oh, thank God, my eyes aren't bleeding right now.
Oh, there's 2 twins in the ship who are wearing the most atrocious outfits in the world. But there's a wonderful quote saying, "I'm not a moron major." Love that quote. I wrote down, she joins Space Force, like Trump's Space Force, which is true. Her job is literally watch for aliens. And the crux of this movie is she finds something out that is abnormal. No one believes her. After what happened the 1 year prior, where she discovered something secret and out of the ordinary, and no one believed her and she was right. Why did this happen again? Why do her parents not believe her again?
Because then we wouldn't have a plot.
It would just be a different plot, one that would make more sense. I don't get that. Literally, the entire plot hinges on everyone in the entire ship repeating the mistakes of the first one.
It's so frustrating. Also, this movie came out in 2001, and they make a joke about the stock market crash of 2006. They were so close to predicting the future right there.
I know. Well, because they were trying to make things funny like that. Or like, oh, whatever. But it worked really well. There's some great other quotes. Like I wrote down a lot of fun quotes. Like, "You're in comprehension mode, minor man, mom. Meaning you don't understand me." But I want to know who came up with the lingo for these movies.
Stellanarius.
Stellanarius is in both movies, and I hate it.
Inkorama.
Are you inked? We have one like this. Flattering majored. Trey viral. He broke up with you. Are you pancaked? Honestly, that's a good line for any movie. That's not even a joke. That line would be good in Heathers or Mean Girls. Ugh, that's Trey viral. He broke up with you. Are you pancaked? I actually love that. That's as good as "Fuck Me Gently with a Chainsaw" from Heathers.
I want to know what Cetus Lapidus means. That's all I want in this world, and I'm never gonna get an answer to it.
It's an exclamation. That's all we know.
It's a stupid exclamation. I'd rather them swear.
Randomly, we go from words like "I'm not a moron major" to "fuck."
It's just like Zenon finally breaks.
I'm fine with that. When they had a reveal, you brought up how her arch rival Margie from the first one, who liked Greg, and Greg was like, "I don't like you, Margie. Get through your head." That whole thing. Margie comes back in this one in a very cliche plot of like, "Do my bidding, or I'll tell Dad, and problem, whatever." It's just a mean girl rivalry thing. It was fine. That was the most cliche '90s kind of plot we can get, and it's like whatever. But there's a moment in the movie because I don't remember the first one well enough. They had a reveal of Margie before they were like, "Margie?" And I'm like, I don't recognize who this is. So that actually was helpful hearing who it was. Thank you. I had no idea who that kid was when she walked in. I'm like, is this a new character? No? Oh, remember. Okay, cool. There were some actual... Okay, what made you laugh? I'm sure something made you laugh or made you happy. Like at least a grin. Because hold on. The little head nods at Margie commanding Zenon was funny to me. There's a scene where like they're at a lunch table and Zenon and Margie, because Margie has this control because her dad is the head of the military guy who's at the ship and is saying, if you don't follow every word I say, I'll make my dad send your parents home, wherever. And so it's just like, I'm going to follow your orders and do dumb stuff for you. Margie basically commands Zenon to cut her like pork for her or whatever. And it's a little, like, just small, slight head nod that made me actually like, okay, that's pretty good. Like the way she performs that is pretty funny to me. And she does it a few times during things. Like her head nods were like, that was endearing and well done. Good expression from an actor. Yay.
I've got nothing. That's
fine.
There was nothing that like made me genuinely laugh. There's nothing that made me laugh from how bad or how stupid it was. This was just a pain to get through.
I laughed at them playing tube chess.
The fuck it was that, huh?
Near the end of the movie, they were playing. The parents were playing a game of what looked like chess, but it was just tubes of like weird colors.
I blocked it from my memory, I guess.
Also, things like, what was it? The quote, back and forth quote between Zenon and then Margie. Zenon said, "Let me just say one thing," and then Margie said, "Hello, Daddy." And the back-to-back of that made me laugh. I liked their interactions more than I liked anything else in the movie, probably. Because they felt like more like human beings when they were interacting together. I think that Zenon had a dumb fight with her friend Nebula, who was a recast from Raven-Symoné, because it's like, well, she wouldn't hang out with Margie. Okay, you're all just kids. Move on. What is this search engine? I wrote down at one point when they were trying to search for the pop star's house. They just typed in random words, and it gave them a video of the house they're looking for. It had nothing. They didn't search house. Just everything was perfect.
I love when they're going to like on Earth looking for the pop star, that they're treating the forests of LA like it's a jungle. And I'm just like, that's not how forests work or look. Just like from the sound effects to like the things they encounter. I'm just like, this is not, I'm not even in LA, and I know that's not how it is.
It was funny. I like that. That was good. I wrote down, what is solar solitaire?
I wrote that down too. I'm like, what's the difference?
Zenon said she's been losing at solar solitaire lately. First off, losing at solitaire is sad. If you lose at solitaire, I'm sorry, but it's a sad thing to lose at a game where you're just playing on a table by yourself. You can cheat. You're alone. Similarly, there's a thing where she's in that same scene when she's playing solar solitaire. Zenon has a zoom in on her face and then zoom in on the poster on the wall of the guy she likes, the pop star, and back and forth, and it's very funny because she hears the word zoom, zoom, zoom. Oh yeah, aliens. We haven't addressed why any of that happened. Josh, what does Zom have to do with aliens and the pop star? Go on.
I think from what I gathered, they like his music, and according to what they told Zenon and Zenon told us, because they talked to Zenon, but we don't see this visually, they were just drifting out there for, for a couple of years, and they were trying to contact and use the music to reach people. That's pretty much it. And then at the end, they decide to like fix the ship for them. And
you're jumping ahead. I just meant like, how do we get to alien? What did we get? How did aliens come into play at all in terms of Zenon's story?
You see, that's the thing, is that it's consistently an afterthought. Like, they show up, but they're not the main focus. And then I don't even remember what her logic was of how that's going to fix the ship by proving that there's aliens out there. That's not going to fix your problems of your ship drifting towards Earth.
No, she wanted to prove that she wasn't wrong.
That's basically what the plot was, that she just wanted to prove she wasn't wrong.
Is that no one believes her after a year of them believing her and giving her like higher responsibilities. There's some other quotes here that remind me of you. There's a quote here reminding me of you, Josh. The Margie girl, the rude girl, says, "If people were intended to be outdoors, then they wouldn't have invented houses." I wrote down that so Josh.
It's very true.
The word byness, BYENESS, which is funny to me. Like, okay, instead of saying byness, doesn't make sense. Why you add that? Why do you add the ness? The Margie says to Zenon, "I'll never be the hero," and then she says, "You try too hard." No, Margie does not try too hard to be the hero. Actually, she has not tried once to be nice or do a good thing at this point in the movie. What is happening in the story? Margie basically also says in that same conversation, "I'm an asshole. Just don't take it personally." What? You do take it personally, me being a dick to you? Oh, I had no idea. What?
Yeah, like, this is a very strange argument to be having. And like, I get what you're
while they're in the jungles of LA.
The jungles of LA.
Also, at one point, Zenon says, "What if the aliens need us? What if they're in trouble?" And her parents were like, "Just follow orders." What a message to send to kids. People need help. Did we know? Okay, so there's also a subplot in this where the mom is both scared of Earth and scared of flying, and she flew in the past. Did we know any of that prior to this movie?
Not to my knowledge.
And follow up on that, did we know that she ever flew before this movie?
Not to my knowledge.
Cool. Because there's a moment where it's like, who can fly this? And they all turn to mom's like, "You can do it." She's like, "Oh, I can't anymore." I'm like, did we have context for that? I don't know. There's one shot I liked. That's one shot. That's it. One shot. Actually, two shots total. But one shot I can think of, and that's there's a shot of golden hour people on like moped bikes or something, like motocross bikes on the beach. It was cool. It was a pretty shot. There's a moment where they're in a spaceship with no gas in the tank. And the guy's like, "I forgot to put gas in the tank." I'm like, "You forgot before going on a spaceship to put fuel? That's the first thing you check." Okay. What a good character who's so responsible. An excuse that Zenon gets for the aliens being good, regardless, is you cannot be in a ship that beautiful and be evil. Clearly, you don't know. I'm not gonna say I don't want to out some person who's bad. I'm not gonna get political here. But yes, you can be evil and be pretty, or be in a pretty ship. That was a very odd thing to say. Zenon has a lot of odd beliefs in this movie and contradicting things that she says.
Yeah.
The actual message of the movie isn't follow orders and don't help people. The actual message is taking without asking is not polite, as the aliens say to Zenon. That's what the whole plot hinges about. Is they wanted to use maps, and they couldn't just take them, even though they literally could, because it's rude to not ask. There's a moment where there's like a weird symbiote time. We got some venom between Zenon and the aliens, and they merge and talk together through light particles.
They don't even show it. It's just like, they're there, they're looking at her, then she starts like talking for them. I'm like, if you want to do this, you could have shown like how this is happening, but no, I guess them saying is enough.
Do you have any more notes, Josh, on what this movie is like?
Pain.
You've gone so far down. This one recording.
Is this funny reading my notes? Because like by the end, I'm just like starting to lose it. I'm like, if I found out aliens only wanted to meet a pop star, that's when I'd go out the airlock.
Aliens, their sole purpose for finding Earth was because of one guy with frosted tips.
God, I wanted to shave that man's head.
I don't have more thoughts. I'm gonna give this one a nay, but not even it's a kind of neutral. I just don't watch it. Don't watch the Zenons.
Yeah, I'm giving it a nay. These films, you're not gonna get anything from them.
I think you'd have more fun watching the last DCOM we watched, which is the ultimate Christmas present.
Yeah, at least that one has a bit of insanity to it.
I don't remember what we give. We don't. Josh and I forget what we say yay or nay to at any point after we're done saying it. So we might have said yay or nay that one. Don't know. It's more fun than this.
But you can know by checking the episode out for yourself.
That's true. You could. Josh, that brings us to other things in the podcast. Are you excited?
I'm
because
always
now
excited.
we can finally talk about movies that have come out from July until now.
Oh boy, I'll probably have lots of thoughts on some of these.
Let's do a quick speed run, okay? Just yay or nay. Ready?
Sure.
Barbie.
Yay.
Also, hold on. I forgot to do one more thing. Yay, hooray, or nay? I'll give Barbie a hooray.
So we're adding a third thing now?
Just for this. I mean, okay, since episode 3, we've had hooray. It's been just a harder yay.
I've never once heard either of us say hooray.
It has happened. I need the receipts. It has happened occasionally.
My memory is great, guys.
I'm just gonna say it's a big yay. Barbie was fantastic. It's my favorite movie of the year.
Yeah, I'm giving it a big yay as well.
And then the other half, the Heimer of the Barbenheimer, we have Oppenheimer.
Big yay as well.
Yay, yay. Theater camp.
Yay.
Honestly, loved it. Yay. I have been a camper and counselor at theater camp before, so that's a thing. You also can say haven't seen it. I'll say it right now. So we're gonna next up. I think you're gonna say haven't seen it. Bird Box Barcelona came out in July.
I forgot that existed, so I have not seen it.
I'm going through the July ones right now, by the way. Insidious: The Red Door. I've not seen it.
I haven't seen.
I'm gonna give it a nay because it looks spooky. Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning Part 1.
I'm giving it a yay, but you like horror movies.
I know. I'm giving Mission Impossible a nay because the title is dumb. Because I'm not gonna have next time will not be a part 2.
Don't get me started on that. I'm giving it a yay still though.
We're getting Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning Part 2, not called Part 2. So this is permanently called Part 1 as the title of this film. But it's not Part 1.
I can guarantee you that Tom Cruise is going to fight tooth and nail to make sure it gets called Part 2 because he knows how stupid it is to not call it that.
We got Haunted Mansion. Oh, yay.
Yeah, I'll give it a yay. I'd watch it again.
Yeah, it was fun. Disney even had a premiere at Disneyland for fictional characters because they were actors on strike. How dare you, Disney?
For fictional characters and the director.
It really bothered me they did this. It felt like really poor taste, especially a few years after the strike started.
If I was the director and I walked onto the carpet and saw that there was just Disney mascots here, I would have left. I would have been like, I can't do this.
Joyride, yay.
Hard yay. Loved it.
That was fun. I finally watched that like a week or two ago. I really liked it a lot. My favorite moment in the whole thing is when we say, oh, I'm Harry, it's Ron, and then she just says, Hagrid. That one line, it cracked me up. It was such good timing. The movie Talk to Me. Yeah.
Yay.
A bit too graphic for me at times, but I thought it was good overall. So then after Talk to Me, after Joyride, that's the July section. July as a whole, movie-wise, you think yay or nay?
I give yay.
Yeah. But I give nay because Dead Reckoning Part 1 instead of Part... Sorry. No, Barbenheimer is great. That makes up the whole summer. That was amazing. Now we're into August, and I have to say, Mutant Mayhem.
Yay.
Yay. I really enjoyed it for the most part. I have some qualms with it, but I'm just really protective of the turtles. That's why. And I think it was overall really good, and I liked a lot of it. I don't like the art style. That's a me thing, and I respect the art style. It just wasn't for me. Then we have the dog movie Strays. Nay. I didn't even see it, but nay. I had zero interest.
I'll give it a yay, and this is how I can say if
What?
you
Hold on. Are you insane?
Hear me, let me speak. This is how I can say if you will like it or not. If you like the trailer, you'll probably like the movie. If you didn't like the trailer, you will not like the movie. There you go. That's all you need to know.
So you're saying yay because it's faithful to the trailer and the audience.
Yes, but there are some very, very funny jokes, not throughout, but there's like very two specifically funny ones that I don't want to spoil for people, but they killed me in the theater. But yes, if you like the trailer, you'll like the movie. If you didn't like it, you won't like the movie.
Josh likes raunchy dog humor, apparently. We got then Jason Statham playing himself again in Meg 2, the Megaroo.
I should have seen it, but I didn't.
I didn't see it either. I thought you'd seen it, so I brought it on the list. Okay, no, next. Blue Beetle, yay!
Yay!
Fuck you, haters. It was fun. Genuinely, I had a good time with it. I thought it was really good energy. I thought the family dynamics were really strong. One of the better romances we've seen in the superhero movie origin in a long time. George Lopez acted really well, which I didn't think he would. No offense to George Lopez. I just haven't seen a lot of things recently that I thought was wow. But I think overall, this is really, really fun and not groundbreaking, but I don't care. I had a good time.
Yeah.
Gran Turismo.
I give yay. It was fun, damn it.
I didn't see it. I wanted to. It looked neutrally fun.
How are you supposed to live with yourself if you don't know how a gamer became a racer? How dare you?
I'm truly an awful gamer now. I'm so sorry. I failed in life.
I mean, overall, the film is honestly not that bad, but it won't throw many surprises at you.
And now, rounding out our August, we have two more films with The Last Voyage of Demeter.
I'm going to give a nay. It's a cool premise, but it's a very mixed bag of a movie.
I give a yay. I haven't seen it, but I'm still excited for it. I haven't seen it, but I like the Dracula on a boat. That's a fun premise. I don't know if I'm doing this with a weird voice, but it was fun.
That was fascinating, to say the least.
It was that brain, it stopped working today, so there's that. And the last thing on our list of the August is Red, White, and Royal Blue.
Haven't seen. I've heard good things, but I haven't seen.
Yeah.
No, wait, August had Bottoms! How dare you forget Bottoms!
Did I put the wrong category? Oh, you did. Yeah, I have that in September.
Did it? Was it? I thought it was
September. It's September.
No.
Yeah, I was right. Sorry.
No.
So we'll move on the bottom soon. Don't worry. But
I'm looking at the poster. It says August.
Fine. Bottoms in August. Did you like it?
I give it a hard yay. I loved it. It was so funny.
I like the amount of murder in the movie.
There's so much.
For pretty much no reason.
It goes so over the top on so many things. It's hilarious.
Yay.
August
is done. Now it's September. We got a lot happen in September. A lot of movies happen in September, actually. Like a lot. We're gonna start with yay or nay for Maestro. Have you seen it?
I will be seeing it tomorrow.
Okay, so we'll hold off on that till next week, I guess. Hitman with Glenn Powell.
That's not released yet.
It said September.
That was a festival thing.
Okay. Well, okay. Equalizer 3.
Didn't see.
No interest. We got Saw Patrol. We got Saw X and Paw Patrol.
I saw X. I give it a yay, but like the rest of the Saw films, I don't want to see it again. It is good. You've
seen all the Saw films?
Yes.
Why?
Because I was dumb.
Yeah, neutrally, I don't know. I haven't seen it. I haven't seen most of the movies in September. But Paw Patrol, I haven't seen it either.
That was past my time.
Dumb Money.
Good.
Fun.
I give yay.
Yay. I think it gets bogged down in, if you have an understanding of what was already going on, it feels very like repetitive. Like, okay, we're just recapping what I already know, and like it gets bogged down in that. Like, it's very surface level. But if you don't know what's going on, it can be overwhelming, I feel like. So there's not a good enough middle ground in the movie, I think, but it's fine. It's good. I enjoyed it. I liked the performance a lot of Paul Dano and Pete Davidson and Shailene Woodley. Everyone was fun. Expendables 4, Exfordables, as it's originally was written.
I don't care. I never saw.
The Nun 2.
Don't care. I didn't see.
Okay. So you can say nay.
I don't care.
The Creator.
I give yay.
Yeah. I'm still conflicted about the messaging in the movie.
I think the AI stuff is very strange because just
came out at the wrong time.
Yeah,
I'll say that.
I give what he was going for, a very Blade Runner-esque type of film, and there's a lot of things I like in it that definitely has its problems, but overall I give it a yay.
Visually incredible.
The fact that it was shot on a camera that anyone can buy, and that it only costs
FX3. Yeah,
what it costs like between 70 to 80 million is just absolutely insane. When you compare it to like the Marvels, which cost almost $300 million, it's just like night and day. It's insane.
my camera is of similar quality to that camera.
Yeah,
which is crazy. I have a Blackmagic 6K Pro, but that's like I think FX3 is better at something that's, it's just different avenues. But like I really am impressed with what he could do, because also a lot of it was guerrilla style running gun stuff, and I think that's really impressive. But again, you made it during the SAG strike against AI. Not the right time, man. I mean, it's not his fault for that entirely, but it was just AI. I think this film was written before AI was even a concept in being this far along.
Yeah,
like,
but
that was
it's so funny though, because Mission Impossible was about AI was the villain of that, and it was very much felt like in line with today, and yet that was filmed during COVID, so it's just very interesting seeing the two differences.
Then we have A Haunting in Venice with Kenneth Branagh's mustache again.
I actually liked it. I'm gonna give it a yay.
You have gone on this podcast on record before of not liking these films, so
Murder on the Orient Express is fine. It's a very mixed bag. I didn't like Death on the Nile.
Enough champagne to fill the Nile.
Yeah, that movie. Oof.
Attempted actress Gal Gadot. Those headlines were always funny to me. You guys saw those headlines, right? Okay.
That killed me when I read that the first time.
For the record, we're not gonna get too political this episode. I will just say Free Palestine. Josh agrees.
Yes.
If you don't agree with that, you don't listen. You also could just keep listening and just ignore us or just hate mail us. I don't care what you do. No one will save you. You see that one? That's not a threat, by the way.
Oh, that's the Caine Dever movie, right, on Hulu?
Yeah.
Yes, saw it. Very good.
Okay, so yay?
Yay.
Spy Kids Armageddon with Zach Levi and Gina Rodriguez.
I could give less than two flying fucks about that movie.
I didn't see it. I don't want to see it. I'm good.
Robert Rodriguez, I am pleading with you. Go get away from making the kids movies. Make the Alita Battle Angel sequel. My God, you can do so much better.
Past Lives.
Very good. That's definitely one of those that I need to rewatch to not, I think, like, fully appreciate it. But on first watch, I'm like, yeah, I get the hype. This is very good.
Once Upon a Studio. You see that? The short from Disney?
Nope.
You didn't see that Disney short?
Nope.
How dare you? I'm sorry. Also, that was like cute. Like that's it. It was. I thought it'd be more than what it was, but it was cute. That's our list from September. Yay or nay overall, or indifferently haven't seen.
I'll give it more of an indifferently haven't seen, because there was only a few I saw in September.
Yeah, it was kind of not. It was not a huge month, honestly.
Yeah.
But then we have October, my birth month, which had some hitters. I'd say we got Eras Tour.
Yay!
Taylor Swift.
Hard yay.
Josh has become a Swiftie, which makes my girlfriend very happy.
If you have not seen the light of Taylor Swift, just watch this and you'll understand the hype.
I will never see the light, apparently.
You can rent it now. It's available to rent to watch at home.
Well, we have tickets to go to like New Orleans in like next year to their tour. The problem is that actually traveling to New Orleans and getting hotel and stuff, it's really expensive. So
you've got
time.
I'm
not sure. Yeah, we'll see. It's for October next year, so we might see her in concert. But also, that's terrifying. Swifties are scary. Just saying.
Yes.
We have the new Exorcist movie.
Didn't see.
I don't care about the Exorcist.
I haven't. I started watching it because I was planning on seeing Believer, and I didn't finish the first one, and I still haven't seen Believer.
But then we have the wonderfulness that is the Josh Hutcherson whistle edits going on all everywhere. You seen those?
It's so funny because like I saw the original source video was from like 10 years ago. I'm like, how did I not see this like from back then?
Well, because this wasn't a popular one; it was just some random person. But now we have. I'm bringing that up because we bought the Josh Hutcherson Renaissance apparently, because both Hunger Games is in fashion as well as him is in fashion again with FNAF. Yay! I think FNAF was fun.
I give a yay to Five Nights at Freddy's. If you're a fan of the games, you'll like it. If you're just a horror appreciator, you might like it. It's not the greatest thing in the world. It's got many faults to it. It's not really scary at all.
I wanted him not be asleep during the point of the game is to pay attention. And like, I get it. It worked well for the story itself, but like every time you're asleep.
These are games that are very, very light on plot, so they had to make something, and I think what they made, I think it works.
I will say it kind of sucked because the opening security guard was supposed to be Markiplier, the one who died like right away in the first scene.
Yeah,
I guess spoiler, but like not really because it's the first opening.
Yeah, but I mean, he was directing his own movie during that, and then he couldn't make it work.
We did get to have a Matt Pat thing. That's kind of fun.
Yeah,
I guess it's again technically a spoiler, but not really.
Immediately on the first day, it was out there.
Yeah. Also, it had Matthew Lillard, and he's fun.
It was nice to see him again in something.
And Josh Hutcherson, he's like 30 something now. It's crazy. Age.
Yep.
It keeps going. But like, I think the animatronics were really good. I think it looked like the games.
Mm-hmm.
So that's cool. I played the first game. I think it's fun. I'm like, this is it. It's whatever. But yep, FNAF. It would have been cool to see the animatronics do more, as well as I think it should have been rated R and had more actual like attacks.
It would not have been the box office success it was if it was rated R.
No, it needed to have kids go see it.
The amount of children that at the theater that went to go see it was like more than I've ever seen for any horror movie.
It's like a teen horror. It's fine. Next we have Leo. What a movie.
Haven't seen.
I'm gonna bring up the lyrics to this song for a second, okay? Because I want you to listen to this, okay?
Okay.
This is a song from Leo. Also, it's a musical jump scare. Don't cry. Crying is for weaklings. Don't cry. It's lazy and dumb. Dry those tears. They make you look ugly. Suck it up. You mustn't succumb.
I thought at first you were telling me to not cry.
No, that was the actual lyrics that a lizard, a 74-year-old Adam Sandler lizard, sings to a little girl who's emotional. And that's an actual thing in the plot. You know what? I'm going to give the movie a yay. I saw it expecting nothing besides just trash. And I was pleasantly surprised. I actually laughed a few times. Not like just not in a nose blow kind of laugh, but like actual chuckles. And I thought it was really fun. It's not great, but I think it's one of Adam Sandler's best performances, genuinely. Then we have Killers of the Flower Moon. I have not seen it. I want to see it really badly.
You fool! It's really good.
My girlfriend isn't interested in it. So like I don't want to go to theater alone at this point because like, we live together. So it's weird for me to just go.
Yeah. Plus with trailers, it is close to like 4 hours, so you gotta plan out your day.
And I want to see it. But again, it was just. I think I'll catch it on Blu-ray at this point. Do you think this is a yay? Killers of the Flower Moon is a good movie.
Definitely yay.
How was DiCaprio?
DiCaprio was great. It's very interesting seeing him in just like such a slimy, scumbaggy role that like at first it seems like it's gonna be kind of like a typical performance for him, and then by the end you just absolutely despise him and want nothing but the worst for him. It's fantastic. Then
we get off of the slimy disgustingness. We have Dicks the Musical.
This movie.
I don't know how to give this movie a yay or a nay because I think would overall, say 2/3 of it.
Yeah,
I liked the first 2/3 enough and was engaged.
It's literally the last like 10 minutes that almost ruins it. Like it's such a hard left turn into not even absurdism, but just
like
what
offensive.
just like what the fuck are you doing now?
Like kind of shitting on its audience. Actually.
And like its messages like get so. I don't even know how to describe it. Like I want to talk to the guys that made this to be just like. I need to understand what you were going for with this.
I think the like satire of guys like Barney Stinson works for the most part until the end.
Yeah, like
and then
like I get it to a certain extent, but then like it just keeps going with it. I'm just like, what?
I think it's I think it'd be better to watch this on stage. I said that when I saw it. I think it would be really funny to see this with like actual cast playing these roles live in front of you. The flying vagina, that's not a joke. It's actually in the movie. The sewer boys that the gay dad's in love with. I want to see that on a stage with puppets. That's funny to me.
Most of the movie is great. The songs are really good. The musical numbers are done well. The cast is fantastic. Like most
Megan
of
Thee Stallion.
Exactly. Like I'm just like so much of this does work and is good and worth watching. But it's that last like 10 minutes that makes you go. Oh, I'm watching this. I'm actually watching this.
I think we've definitely stopped speed running these. We're discussing these movies a bit.
Look, whatever. This happens.
The Holdovers. I haven't seen it, but you liked it.
Hard yay, hard yay, hard yay.
Hooray! I need to see it still. I want to see it still. Nicole, I'm convincing to see it still.
It is a new Christmas classic to me. Paul Giamatti is a god among men. I love it.
I don't think my partner will like it, but I think I will like it. So I'm excited. The trailer made me like super excited when I first saw the trailer. I think the actual retro trailer itself, really good. November, Josh, we got Napoleon. I'm saying nay just solely because of how much Ridley Scott doesn't give a shit.
I both respect and don't respect his not giving a shit, but I'm giving this a nay. There's things that are good in it. There's things that don't work in it. The pacing is all over the map in it, and I feel like the director's cut, which is supposed to be close to like 4 hours, will probably fix a lot of the issues, but it's a mess.
I am fine with him not caring about historical accuracy with like shooting cannonballs at the pyramids. It's the stuff with Josephine that bothers me. That's why I'm like, I don't know if I want to see this.
Yeah, she's barely a character in the movie, and like things like why does she love him and like go along with this and this like aren't ever explored, which sucks because Vanessa Kirby is an amazing actor and like they don't give her much to do.
Next goal wins.
This is
yay.
I'm gonna give it a yay. It has a lot of issues, but I'm giving it a yay.
I don't know why we need so much transphobia in it, but otherwise, yay. And why the main character such a huge dick the entire time. Otherwise, I think it's fun. And I guess the transphobia part is supposed to be like an arc, and they fix it, I guess. But it's like, you're you, cool. And like, it's mostly him becoming tolerant and less about accepting, I think. And it's weird. I don't know.
The ending definitely saves the movie for me.
I agree. It's like, what if Ted Lasso was a dick? That's the movie. And I think it's fun. Wish. Nay. It's fine. Maximum, just fine.
I don't want to watch it again.
That was gonna be our episode topic, by the way, for a while ago, because Josh and I were like, this movie, we have a lot of thoughts, but I don't care enough to talk about it for an hour and a half. We got the prequel Thirst Trap movie with Tom Blythe and Rachel Zegler. You know what I'm talking about.
I got confused what you were talking about for a
second.
I'm
right. That's all the internet is just thirst traps for this movie. I will say it's a yay. I think it's really, really well done.
I'm giving it a yay. I love it. That as someone that read the book, I think the book gets things better than some of the movie. But overall, very good, very enjoyable.
Like I have some qualms with it, but like otherwise, it's fine. But yay! And we got Priscilla. Really loved it. Every edit, every shot felt so intentional to me.
I've never seen. Yay.
Yeah, I agree. I've never seen so much intention in a movie, actually. Like the directing, I think she should get a Best Directing nomination at the Oscars. That was my first Sofia Coppola film. Trolls Band Together.
I haven't seen.
Don't care. Leave the World Behind. I want to see it.
I haven't seen.
I want to see it, though. Family Switch.
I haven't seen.
Same. Saltburn.
Okay, this is actually... Okay.
It's a speed run time, Josh.
This is definitely a movie that when you see it, you will either like it or you won't. There's really no way to prepare you for it.
Everything is.
But this is one of those movies that it definitely is true. I think personally, I think the internet is wrong with a lot of the takes on it. That's just me. Like I've seen a lot of people say this is a movie that says the upper class is best and that the middle class is psychopaths. I don't get why you are thinking that. The movie is not trying to be some deeper meaning thing. It's all very obvious what it's doing.
I've seen the trailer, and I'm so excited to see it, and that's it. So I'm still going to be open-minded and just go and enjoy it.
Performances are fantastic. The cinematography is amazing. A lot of it is really well done. And I think for me, the only big issues were just some of the pacing. But yeah, very good.
Dream Scenario.
I'm giving it a yay. I definitely need to see it again
I'm so excited.
I need to give more thoughts on it because there's just a lot for me to like think about with it.
Okay, I'm gonna hope to watch it this week. So stay tuned for next episode to find out my thoughts, hopefully. Then we got our buddy, where did it go? Good Burger 2, which we both were excited about and never watched it.
I started it. I enjoyed what I was seeing, but I just haven't finished it yet.
Josh and I last watched Good Burger together, actually.
Crazy time.
The Marvels, yay. Yay. It's fun.
I made a review about it. It's good.
What about I don't care. But what about I don't care? It's fun. I don't care. It's fun. Iman Vellani as Kamala Khan is amazing. Brie Larson as Carol Danvers is amazing. Tiana Paris, yeah, she's. Oh, sorry, blanking that. She was amazing as Spectrum / Photon. I don't like that they kept doing the game of what name we're gonna give you, and then never settled on it. It was a little weird to set up and then never finish. But really, really fun movie, and I thoroughly enjoyed. It had problems, but I don't care. We're in December now. We're almost caught up to present in terms of movies.
Crazy.
The Boy and the Heron.
Yay. That's another one I need to rewatch to understand more, but already very big yay.
Your nickname today almost involved Robert Pattinson's weird voice. I am excited for this movie. I love Hayao Miyazaki from what I've seen so far, and I'm excited for more. Eileen, I had not seen.
I haven't seen.
Not out yet, right? Is it out now?
If it is, it's a limited release.
Yeah, I'm excited for it. I've not seen Poor Things, but I really want to see it.
I haven't seen it yet. That's one I'm so scared to see because like I want to like it, but from what I've seen of The Lobster, I didn't like The Favor when I first saw it. So I just I don't want to hate it. I want to like it.
I don't like The Lobster either, but so we'll see. I really, really enjoy the trailer for this. I think it's really fascinating. I watched the Actors on Actors with RDJ and Ruffalo. That was cool. Josh, Godzilla -1.
Yay. That is a great Godzilla movie. You don't need to see any other Godzilla movie. Just see -1 and you will be satisfied.
I want to see the big, giant dinosaur puppy. He looks very fun. I have not seen it yet. I want to see it. This week we get Wonka.
Yay.
I have a fun fact about that movie. Ready for it?
Sure.
According to Timothée Chalamet, he had to swim in a vat of hot chocolate for the movie.
Odd, but all right.
Just casually, for fun, just to get in character. The daily routine for months on end. Other things this month, we got Silent Night you saw.
Yes, I enjoyed it. I can understand why others haven't.
Every single episode I followed on Letterboxd hated it.
I've been seeing reviews of it. I'm like, a lot of you aren't wrong, and I understand it, but also for me, I just love this swings so hard and commits to the bit of no talking, doing it all like a silent film in quotes. Obviously, there's sound, the music and stuff, but I'll give them props for just going for it and just trying, and I think overall it works.
May December, did you watch it?
I started it. I have not finished it. I'm only like 10 minutes in.
Why do you start movies and then not watch them?
Because I started when I'm going to bed and then I go to sleep.
What is it? Why would you choose to do that?
Because I don't have any other time.
So confusing. You're gonna go to bed, put a movie on. That makes no goddamn sense. Okay? The Batman animated Christmas thingy. Did you watch that?
I started it.
What's it? God damn it.
Merry Little Batman.
I want to have a conversation with Josh saying I started it from the episodes of the show.
I was when I was re-listening to the episode for Zenon, I had mentioned that I had started Sweet Tooth. I haven't watched it since then.
God damn it! The Waitress, the Broadway musical, they have a pro shot right now. It's in theaters. You watch that?
That's actually coming to my theater this weekend, so I might check it out if I have the time.
$20.
I can see things for free, Sean. You forget this.
I know, but even I'm saying for me for A-list, it's $20. I don't want to spend extra money. So I've already spent money on A-list. I don't want to spend extra money. But I really want to see it. I love the musical. So that's the movies that have come out since the strike. I think I've gotten everything that's major. If I missed something, rant at me, please. Email the show.
Let me look at my Letterboxd.
No,
I'm looking.
We're gonna move on.
I'm looking.
TV time. It's TV time.
You forgot Thanksgiving. You forgot.
Shut up.
You forgot The Killer.
Actually,
forgot.
I had Thanksgiving written down. We skipped it by accident. Josh, yay or nay Thanksgiving?
I give it yay.
Okay, I haven't seen it. Okay, The Killer, yay or nay?
Hard yay. Very good Fincher movie. You forgot Zoe 102.
No, I didn't. I left it out. Okay.
I think
it's TV time, you hoe.
Was They Clone Tyrone? Was that July?
It's TV time.
Fine, TV time, eh?
One Piece live action. I didn't watch any version of One Piece ever or read the manga.
I've seen none of it, but I've heard it's good. I feel like this is going to be a section where we just go haven't seen.
The Futurama returned. Cool.
Started it.
Gen V.
Good. Yay.
Loki season 2.
Yay.
Complicated yay for me. Ahsoka. I don't watch Star Wars apparently anymore.
Star Wars is dying to me, but that's another topic for another day.
My Adventures with Superman finished. As
Yay.
a show. Yeah, really fun. Secret Invasion.
Nay,
I didn't watch it because I was not interested.
you do not need to watch it.
The Apple show Monarch Legacy of Monsters, which has Kurt Russell and Wyatt Russell playing the same person.
Haven't started yet, but I really want to.
It's a really cool. I like that. That one gimmick is definitely you want to watch.
That's great. I love it. I need to rewatch Kong Skull Island before. That's why I'm waiting.
I Am Groot season 2.
Haven't seen.
Scott Pilgrim versus the reality anime.
Yeah, I've started. I think I'm halfway through it. Really good. Does not go at all how you would expect. That's what I will leave it as.
I didn't mean to say reality anime. I agree with my next note. And that Squid Game reality show. Fuck that.
Fuck that noise. I don't want it. They just announced a Squid Game video game, and I'm just like, I hate all of you.
But that's the shows that we probably would cover on the podcast. If I forgot something, screw you. I'm kidding. Just email the show. Like, genuinely, I would love to talk about the show you're talking about. If you're thinking of a show or movie we didn't discuss, please. It's been a lot of months, and a lot has happened. Email us at podgeekspeak@gmail.com. Tweet at us at #GeekSpeakPod or at GeekSpeakPod. Or join our Discord, which we now have, and you can discuss all this with us in real time, or like we'll discuss it on the show for you next time. Please, that'd be great. We are finally into our news section, Josh.
News?
And it's everything from July 14th, when the SAG strike started, until now. Okay, disclaimer for everyone listening. It's not literally every single thing that's happened. Everything that pretty much involves the strikes themselves, I don't include because they're over. Anything that's like a first look at this thing that's already come out now, it's over. I don't include it. Or it's like I didn't include anything from Percy Jackson here because that comes out like in a week.
Oh yeah.
So like we're just gonna watch that and discuss that instead. So I've condensed as much as I can to a handful of things per month, and that's what we're going for. And we have a little more time to breathe now and discuss stuff instead of speed running because it means a lot of stuff. But like this is the rest of the episode. This is our main topic. This is how we're gonna go through it. And this episode will be a big meaty one because Josh and I are just gonna have fun discussing the craziness that was pop culture from July till now. I should have started this episode by saying Andre Braugher just died. Yeah, that's big news.
God, that killed me yesterday. I was just like, oh, this is sad. I want to watch Brooklyn Nine-Nine, but I'm stuck at work. I'm feeling great right now.
If you are not aware of who Andre Braugher was, you probably know him most as Captain Holt from Brooklyn Nine-Nine. He also has another recent show, Homicide show.
No, Homicide was from the 80s. That
80s, that's not recent. I'm gonna say Sorry.
Yeah, that was like his first. That was like his first like really big role that made him famous. He also
voiced Darkseid.
Yeah, he voiced Darkseid in one of the animated Batman movies, and most recently he was in the movie She Said, which came out last year, and he was great in that.
We also had numerous deaths since July 14th. We've lost Jimmy Buffett, for instance. We've lost Angus Cloud, I think his name is.
Mm-hmm.
We've lost Paul Rubens, who was Pee Wee Herman.
Yep.
It's been a lot of people that has been. It's really tragic. We've lost Ryan O'Neal the other day, actually. You might know him from like Love Story or Paper Moon, and it's been quite an experience this past few months. And I'm not happy about that at all.
It's been a sucky year, to say the least.
It's been a wild year as well, and I'm truly happy that we have managed to get past these strikes, and we were able to talk on the podcast again, and we're even able to discuss these tragedies. I'm glad that you and I are here to do this, and yay for that part. But yes, it's been a very weird and shitty year for the most part. That brings us to our first July news, though. It involves The Last of Us. I'm going also, this is written chronologically for the most part. Like from July 14th till now, pretty much for the most part. Last of Us Season 2 news. This is from July. Craig Mason confirmed that the game, The Last of Us Part 2, will be split into 2 seasons for HBO. And the show will not end with Season 2 unless people don't watch it, and it will get canceled.
I'm very much down for Part 2 to get split into multiple parts. I played through that game many, many times, and while there's probably a way you can condense it down into one 10-episode season, I think if you want to do the story justice and also add to it and expand on stuff, it's gotta be more than one. So I think this is a very smart move, but I also know as a fan of the game, I'm so goddamn scared for whoever gets cast as Abby. They just keep them away from the internet.
I give this a yay. I like the idea of having 3 seasons anyway. It's a cool story so far. We have Netflix news about a show called Masters of the Universe. A movie, sorry. It was going to have, remember, Noah Centineo originally?
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that.
The Netflix has canceled it. This was news on July 18th. We found this out. They canceled it. But on top of that, they spent over $30 million in development costs for it before canceling it.
What's the point of... I hate this streaming era.
At this time, they were claiming they didn't have enough money to pay actors and writers fairly.
Oh, I'm aware of their bullshit during this time. I've been very aware of their bullshit during this time.
I give this news a nay, but not because it's canceled necessarily, but because of that much money sunk into a project that had so much creative people going into it to just say not anymore. So nay or yay for that, Josh?
That's a good question.
We're not going to get Noah Centineo as He-Man now. It's also $30 million in costs put into developing a show with creative people behind it. It's gone.
I give nay for the bullshit.
We have this next news piece I titled Aquaman, What's Going On? Which is a question that'll come up numerous times, I feel like, this episode. Ben Affleck, you might recall, was going to be in a scene in the Aquaman movie back before James Gunn even came on board with the whole DCU shakeup and stuff. And was meant to replace the Michael Keaton scene, which had also been cut now. And James Gunn and Peter Safran have removed Ben Affleck's scene now that was replacing Michael Keaton's scene. And they did that to ensure they didn't promise a movie universe that will not come to fruition, which is fair.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. It's like the cameos in the Flash, at least like the Justice League members. It's like those don't like build into anything, so that's fine to keep. So I'm assuming that these tease something about something. But yeah,
I just think it's sad this movie coming out in the first place at this point was into a dying universe.
Yeah,
it's like how it's like when New Mutants happened. There's just nothing anymore. Like the deal already been signed, so it's like, well, we got to release it. It was a bizarre time. I think this movie will hurt a lot. The first one made $1 billion. To go from that to the mess that is going behind this movie is a bit insane to me. But I give this him being cut out a nay. Yeah,
I'll give it a nay.
It's sad, but makes sense, and I'm happy. I want it all gone. I want the DC to start again, but like it's complicated. Speaking of DC, though, we are getting this is pretty cool news. Ready for it? An animated movie in 2024 releasing of Crisis on Infinite Earths, which is a wild comic book story that has never been done justice on screen yet. So I'm cool with that. And animated gives you a lot more free reign to play with characters and do whatever you want. So cool.
I don't know how I feel about it. They just released a trailer for it like a day or two ago, and it's doing the art style that I feel like looks cheap to me, and it's being split into multiple parts.
Well, that part makes sense because it's a big story, but like I don't know.
It's the idea cool. I'm down for it. I just don't know if it's gonna be work because like
spoiler alert, I've not seen the trailer for this.
I don't know if it's going to work because as far as I'm aware, I think a lot of DC's recent stuff is tying together like animated wise. So I don't know how that's going to go.
Oh, I have seen this trailer. I'm actually excited for this. Okay, so I'm giving it a yay.
I will give it an indifferent nay.
Barney news. You like Barney the dinosaur?
I got no opinions on Barney, so sure.
Well, Daniel Kaluuya is either being Barney or just producing. He's attached.
He's producing it.
Yes, but I hope he also plays Barney. It will be apparently more adult and have more adult themes and be a sort of off-kilter movie. That's what I'm hoping for, actually. So I'm cool with that.
I have no idea what it'll be like, but I'm down. I
don't like that Mattel wants to make more movies based on this stuff, but actually it's a whole other thing. But Barney movie, A24, Daniel Kaluuya, like darker themes, cool. Give me Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey, but with Barney, sure.
I don't think that's exactly what he's going for.
No, that's the new vibe. I'm gonna mention the words Scream 7. No comments about further things besides this news piece yet, because we'll get there. I promised you. But Scream 7 got a director in Mr. Landon here, Christopher Landon. Do you know who that is?
Yeah, he made the Happy Death Day movies and Freaky.
Yes. I think him for Scream 7 is a good choice.
Yes.
I'm not going to mention anything else about Scream 7 yet, because we'll get there. Stuff has happened. I think we're all very aware that stuff has happened.
Yep.
Oh boy. Yay or nay on Christopher Landon directing Scream 7?
I give yay.
You like Cillian Murphy?
Yep.
The Oppenheimer man?
He's a neat dude.
Do you like Emily Blunt?
Sure.
They did a movie together, you know that? Called A Quiet Place Part 2.
They were also in Oppenheimer.
That's not important. Oh, yeah. I thought they were both in that this time. After I just said Oppenheimer. Look they do it individually. They were both think about them doing a movie together and also doing A Quiet Place. That's crazy. The news is about A Quiet Place, so I didn't even mention Oppenheimer. Okay. Anyway, Emily Blunt says that she, Cillian Murphy, and John Krasinski have discussed A Quiet Place Part 3, and they've said that it would have to be a movie that we could all do it together. I don't want to be with a different director or any different actors. That's fair.
Yep.
You excited to see the prequel though? Day one soon.
Yes.
That sounds fun. Will Byers, okay, we can get into that later. But Will Byers, we have news about his character in Stranger Things. That character, as of August, things might change. So, apparently, according to Ross Duffer, Will is the center of the final season of Stranger Things. The emotional arc for him is what we feel is going to hopefully tie the whole series together.
Oof, to say the least.
No, let's get into that now. That might change. Let's just say that.
They wouldn't get rid of Will. At most, they would recast.
They might, at most, I don't think they'd keep him. I think at most, they would just, like, diminish his part. Like, rewrite stuff. Give him more of a backseat.
Yeah, but then if they would have to rewrite his part, because they're about to start filming, so that would mean that they would have to, pause, rewrite the season. Like, I don't think that would happen. I think that...
I mean, they're doing it on Scream. So,
Scream?
I don't know.
No, Scream, they're restarting. That's what their plan is.
I know.
Either...
Completely.
But either way, I think that recasting is the only thing that Netflix should do. Will they do it, though, has yet to be seen.
We're not going to get into again the reason why, but we're going to say that you can Google Noah Schnapp and then the phrase Zionism is sexy and go from there. Yep, we're not getting into it, but this might change. I'm reporting what Ross ever said, August 7th, 2023. Things can change. Ow, I hit my arm. Yay or nay on Will being the emotional center of the final season, tying everything together?
The character, yay. The actor, nay.
Yeah. I give this news piece, based on that sentence, yay. I like story-wise that happening. So you like David you like the Mr. Polka Dot Man, David Dastmalchian?
Yes.
I think I'm pronouncing it right. If I'm not, David, email me. Specifically you. Or someone claiming to be him, email me. He wants to play a James Bond villain, saying, trust me when I say I can bring something to an enemy of 007. I would love that.
Yeah.
What do you think? I want more words than yeah. Have you watched many Bond films?
I've only seen the Daniel Craig ones.
Okay.
So it's just a matter of the tone and style that the next series goes for.
Okay, would you like him as a villain in general?
In general, sure.
I'd love to see him play a more serious, like, not comedian, not comical part. Just him play just creepy. I think he could do it really well. Yay. David, yay. I have news that you're going to say nay to, Josh. Charles Martinet will no longer voice Mario or any other Mario characters, but he will stay at Nintendo in the role of a Mario ambassador. What does that position mean? No idea.
As someone that has only played a couple of Mario games, this doesn't really bother me at all.
Josh, I will fight you to your grave. How dare you?
There are very good voice actors out there that can do what he's done or make Mario their own version.
No, but it's just a sad thing.
It's sad, yeah, I'm not denying that, but as someone that doesn't care that much about Mario, this doesn't affect me that much.
Legitimately, he'll probably get replaced by AI.
No, because they replaced him for Wonder with an actual person.
That's right. Anyway, that's Charles Martinet news. I have Spiderwick news, which is ironic because we had a whole discussion about the Spiderwick movie like 5 months ago and saying it has to be a much better TV show. Forgetting we discussed on the podcast that it will be a TV show. Josh, you remember this?
The discussion? Yes.
Yeah. You remember how it was going to be for Disney Plus?
Yes.
That's changed.
Yes.
Disney Plus, it said no. But now it has landed a spot at Roku.
Which is just
the Roku channel.
Which is just wild.
I think it's a bad decision, but also means the quality might not be great. That scares me a little bit.
I just don't know anyone that's watched any Roku movie or show.
I have.
I've only seen
I
the
watched
Weird Al
Weird.
movie.
Yeah.
But I
Same.
hesitate to even call that a Roku movie because they bought the distribution rights from the festivals that it premiered at.
And that's what happened with this too, pretty much. Oh, no, because this is completely from scratch now.
No, it hasn't even been done yet.
Right, you're right. Yeah, so that's bizarre. This would be interesting. I'm excited to see what these scripts are like, and I think this could be really good. I give this a nay for leaving Disney Plus, honestly. I think it had a better home there, like what Percy Jackson is.
Yeah.
HBO canceled The Idol after 1 season.
Oh no, not my idol, my precious idol. What will Sam Levinson ever do? Oh, woe is me.
Have you watched it?
No. There's a part of me that like wants to now that it's canceled just to see exactly what I was missing, but that would require me to watch The Idol, and I don't want to watch The Idol.
The top comment on the post about this was the best series after the show You. I can't believe this. And someone else said, and the world continues to heal.
I love the idea of them thinking that You is one of the best shows ever.
It's number one, followed by The Idol.
It's just like you can think You is really good. You also have to understand it from a very certain perspective of what the show's going for.
Someone said rest in piss with a picture of the Barry Ellen posing next to it. Yay. This should be canceled. Good. Last thing in the August news is Giancarlo Esposito. You like him?
Yep.
You know he's done a lot of cool things.
He has.
What did you first see him in?
What was? I think it had
It was Revolution for me.
I think it was Breaking Bad. I think that was the first thing.
Really, as Gus?
Unless there was something else I saw.
Well, he says he was talking to James Gunn about the possibility of starring in a DC movie before the strike began. Yay.
I give yay.
We haven't gotten any news on this since then, really, but yay. I love the idea of him playing anyone in DC or superhero stuff. He's great in The Boys. He's great in literally everything I've ever seen him in. I think he would be a really, really good. I was originally thinking Lex Luthor, but that's been changed. I think he'd be really good as Mr. Freeze. I think he'd be good as almost any Batman villain, actually.
I would love to see him as a villain. He's great as a villain, but God, I love it when he plays a good guy role because he's such a terrific actor. It's like it's like Mads Mikkelsen only gets like villain roles in America, and he's such a great versatile actor that it does such a disservice to them to only keep them as villains.
Yeah, that's completely true. I think it could be a great many other characters like in DC and stuff. My thing I thought is he's aging out of a lot of the parts for a lot of the heroes. And that was my thing with it. But like he also could play legacy characters. Give him Jay Garrick. Jay Garrick is like OG Flash. Give him that part. Like, or usually Earth 2 now, Flash. He has the weird hat with like a metal pot at the wings on it. Give him like Alan Scott, OG Green Lantern. Make him like one of the like, Justice Society members. That'd be really cool. So, yay from being in DC potentially at some point.
I'll give it a yay.
That's it for all of August. We're just flying through this because you need to give me more energy, more passion, more energy,
more passion. I love movies.
Joker 2.
Woo!
Hildur, I can't pronounce the last name.
I know who you're talking about, the composer for Joker.
Yep.
I just don't know how to pronounce it.
Officially said that Joker 2 is a musical. 100%.
Good. That's what I like to hear.
Well, tell you, the exact words were, all I can say is there's going to be a lot of music. That's all I can give away. But I think the assumption was more confirming. I think it meant like not a score, like actual, like there's going to be songs. But yay. That was from comicbook.com, and that's actually genuinely a pretty reliable source, weirdly, for movies. But yay. I like the idea of it being a musical. I think that's so stupid and fun. We discussed it a few times on the podcast now, but I'm still cool with it. Do you like Quentin? Not Beck, Tarantino.
Sure.
Beck made Barf. Quentin Beck made Barf, in the Civil War movie, and then
What?
Civil War, Captain America: Civil War. Started Tony was on stage. He presented Barf, made by Quentin Beck. That's not the Quentin I'm talking about. I'm talking about Quentin Tarantino. It was a dumb segue, and we're getting to it. So his final Quentin Tarantino again, not Beck. His final movie, The Movie Critic, is going to be in Los Angeles, filming in Los Angeles here. That's the news. He said, I started directing movies here, and it's only fitting that I shoot my final motion picture in the cinema capital of the world.
Didn't he film his last movie there too?
Yes, but he wants to be the last one. But he wants to end it here as well.
I mean, to be fair, I think the last one that he made in LA, I think, was probably Death Proof or Jackie Brown, I would say.
The top comment says, he should film by Vancouver. It's cheaper. I think you read none of the words then there, buddy. How important to him? Yes, the money was not the problem for Tarantino. Okay, I give this a yay, I guess. I don't really care.
I'll give it a yay. I'm curious to see what it'll be.
Do you like Hayao Miyazaki?
I've only seen Spirited Away and Boy and the Heron, but yes.
Do you like anything else by him?
I've never seen anything else by him.
You gotta watch more movies.
I'm aware. I'm working on it.
So, Studio Ghibli exec, I'm gonna butcher his name, Junichi Nishioka, talked about why The Boy and the Heron is no longer Hayao Miyazaki's final film. And he said that he doesn't say goodbye. As the Japanese title says, this is a film that says, I've lived this way. How do you live? So he wants everyone to let go of these projects, apparently. Like, originally didn't announce it as this is my last film, but he's changed on that. He also said Miyazaki announces his retirement after making a film because he's put all his energy into it, and he thinks he can't make any more. This time, he's not saying so. He's making exhibits for Ghibli Park and has movie ideas still. So that's cool. I'm excited to see what else he brings to the table. He's genuinely one of the best creators of all of cinema. So, yay. I have not seen The Boy and the Heron still. I need to see it. I have news about Spunk.
Oh no.
Josh, what does Spunk stand for?
The Sony Pictures universe of Marvel characters.
Yes, and it might be Spum now. It might be Marvel Movies, M-U-M-M. Bad Bunny is no longer set to play El Muerto.
The greatest tragedy in all of cinema. Not only is Bad Bunny not going to be in El Muerto, but I highly doubt El Muerto will survive after this. It
was a passion project, I thought, originally, right? That's what I thought it was, by like him and his team, I thought. Maybe I'm wrong.
I mean, music is definitely like his number one priority. Like, he's very famous, so like I'm willing to bet like it's, you know, tours and all sorts of other stuff. So it makes sense.
Initially was delayed because of scheduling errors, and now it's just like indefinitely delayed, and now he's not playing the part. So sure, I don't know, man. I'm gonna give this a nay. I want to see this movie actually at this point because I think it's gonna be Madam Web levels of weird. So I'm excited. I wanted to see it. And Madam Web we'll get to at some point. Don't worry.
Oh, Madam Web.
We now have Jesus movie news. So our boy Martin Scorsese says his Jesus movie wouldn't be a straight narrative, but there would be stage scenes, and I'd be in it. What?
You know what? I'll let go cook Marty.
go. Please do. Get out of here.
I want that movie and Passion of the Christ 2 to come out at the same time, just to see the insanity of Scorsese tackling a Jesus story and then having Gibson continue his Jesus story.
I'm mostly wondering, who will he be?
He will be himself.
Will he be God?
Yes, Scorsese is God. Didn't you know this?
Yeah, it was fine for me when I first read the sentence. And then he added the extra sentence of, and I'd be in it, so casually. I am like, what? That's such a huge bomb to just drop, Marty. Yay?
I'll give it a yay, sure.
I'm confused. Are you confused?
Are
you excited?
I haven't seen his...
What are you?
I don't know.
I'm not religious, by the way, but I'm excited to see just the idea of this.
I still need to see his movie Last Temptation of Christ, the one with Willem Dafoe, but I'm sure I'll see Scorsese stuff.
Michael Caine.
Okay.
Michael Caine. You know Michael Caine?
What about him?
Well, he says that he is sort of retired. He said, I am bloody 90 now, and I can't walk properly and all that. I've had the best possible life I could have thought of. I'm doing silly voices now, because Michael Caine feels like a silly little guy.
All right.
I love the response, Josh.
I don't know how to respond.
Look, okay, he's bloody 90 now. He can't walk properly and all that. And I've had the best possible life I could have thought of. And he's sort of retired. What do you think?
I think that he just needs to go out with one last amazing film and then call it quits. And by one last amazing film, I mean a sequel to A Muppet Christmas Carol.
I thought I was going to say a sequel to The Dark Knight Rises.
No.
Bring back the Nolan verse. Okay. It's sad that he's retiring at all anyway, but it makes sense.
Yeah.
Chris Evans is a man who has acted in now numerous superhero roles. and numerous comic book roles.
Yep.
And I tend to enjoy what he does. And he said that a while ago, Quentin Tarantino said that Marvel actors are not stars of the characters. That was a big deal, big thing. And then Chris said he tends to agree with that comment, saying that was the beauty of working on Marvel. You never had to be in front. You never had to be front and center. You're there, but you don't feel the burden, and that kind of makes sense. What do you think about this quote from Chris Evans here?
I think that the movie star is definitely it's
changed.
It's definitely dying. It's gotten into much more character based, and that's not because of the actor's fault. That's because of the studios and their push for properties and IP and all that kind of stuff. And yeah, Marvel definitely had a big hand in it, but they were not the only ones. But yeah, there's
also movie stars came out because it was like 10 people doing all the movies.
Yeah.
It was meant to be you shuffled the same stars around to all the movies. Now it's 1,000 movies. Everyone's completely different, and everyone's different, unique, and whatever.
But you could always tell when someone was a star, Denzel Washington or Tom Cruise or Margot Robbie. They are movie stars. People go to see their stuff because they are in it. But now, if you put top.
You think Margot Robbie's a movie star?
Definitely, especially now after Barbie.
That's fair. Yep, I agree. I'm just curious. You think Chris Evans is a movie star? Because I would say because of Knives Out, I would have said yes. And then after that, things like The Gray Man happened, and the movie he did where he was a kidnapped guy in a spy mission,
Ghosted.
Yeah. I don't know if he is in my head anymore.
I would not say Knives Out was a success because of him in it. He was just a part of a very good ensemble cast.
True.
But I would not call him a movie star, and that is not his fault. That's just from the environment around him. I think that he definitely has.
It can change.
It could definitely change. He's very good. And he's very charismatic. But again, it's all just a matter. Like the Apple show he did, defending Jacob, he's fantastic in that. But just not enough people have seen it, so it didn't really affect his career that much.
I think he'll probably be stuck for a little bit as a character actor still until things shift a bit. But I will say that another quote from Chris Evans I had in the news list here is he said his biggest worry for taking the role of Captain America was, and I quote, making shitty fucking movies. And he said, I don't want to make shitty movies and be contractually obligated to make garbage. I will say, Chris, I don't think you made one shitty movie in the saga.
Yeah, I can definitely understand that kind of fear because you sign up for one movie, it's one and done, and it might not affect your career that much. You sign up for something like that you're tied to for several years. Yeah, that's kind of definitely worrisome, and that could definitely affect your career. But I mean, I think it worked out great for him because right after Captain America, he made Snowpiercer, which is an amazing movie, and he's still done good stuff since then.
I think it's given him a lot of creative freedom.
Yeah,
like he can take products. He doesn't have to he doesn't have to have a paycheck now. I feel like it's just what do you want to do?
Yeah,
I like that. That's cool.
I want to see him star in a rom-com. I think he's got that great rom-com leading man energy.
Yes, a rom-com with him and Mark Ruffalo.
Sure, why not?
I will say, before that month was over, before the wonderful month of September was over, same wonderful and relatively, the WGA strike did end, and they got a great deal that month.
This is true.
So that was great. Unlike the SAG deal, which is not great. I'm not going to get into that today, but if you want to ask us questions about the deal, email the show. We might have a bigger discussion, like if you want to do a mailbag episode talking about specific questions, I can bring on someone from SAG and they can discuss it as well. I have people in SAG who are near me. I could, have a discuss. But yay. DC, Josh. Everything according to people. Get more specific. Hold on. Get more specific than people. Shut up, doggy. James Gunn clarified that everything before Creature Commandos and Superman Legacy is non-canon, including Blue Beetle, including Aquaman, including Flash. Which begs the question, why? Why were you touting Flash as this hard reset? Anyway, he said some actors will be playing characters they've played in other stories, and some plot points might be consistent with plot points from the dozens of other past DC projects, like how Krypton might still explode. Stuff like that.
My guess with that is that if it was like an if situation, if the Flash was like a huge success and people loved it, then that would have kept around some people. it was not a success and people did not love it. So it's very much okay, cool, we don't have to worry about this anymore.
People are like, how are plot points gonna be consistent but not canon? That's obvious. That's it. Not saying the movies will be canon, but saying Superman's dad might still die in an explosion. It's saying things like how, clearly Paul Kent was in a tornado. No, it's saying things like it's saying things like Batman's parents are still gonna die in an alley to a gunman. He'll still become Batman. Those are the kind of plot points. Or how Jaime might have a loving family. Those are the plot points he's talking about. Not like the exact plots of the story, people. But yes, this makes sense. I'm glad. I do think it's odd that Creature Commandos comes before Superman Legacy, just as an idea. The universe is starting with an animated TV show. It's an odd choice. But it's a way to get content moving faster. Okay, Josh, we are on to October.
Woo!
My birth month, the Halloween month. Woohoo! Umbrella Academy is the final season. You haven't watched the show much, really.
Correct.
Okay. It releases in 2004. Nope. 2024.
They're going back in time to release
We're
it.
time traveling, baby. We got Spawn news. Are you aware of what Spawn is?
I am aware. I have not seen the 90s movie.
Any version?
No.
Okay. Jason Blum. He's making it, apparently.
All right.
He's doubling down that it will come out in 2025.
All right.
Also, apparently the movie will be a Blumhouse version of a superhero movie. It's going to be edgy and original as compared to other superhero movies.
So it's going to have a lot of jump scares, is what you're saying.
It's going to have the FNAF crew in it. Oh, that'd be really interesting. But okay, Spawn, whatever. Stuart Little time. What do you think about the little mouse boy?
What about him? He's a mouse.
Actually, he's a human who looks like a mouse with
Okay,
skin condition.
Okay, that's the book. I'm thinking of the movie. The book is weird.
Well, we're getting an animated Stuart Little kids series in the works, described as Freaks and Geeks with a mouse.
What the fuck? Okay.
I really hope that it's the exact same. I hope Shyamalan's writing it like the movie.
Yeah. Because
I don't think he's an amazing writer, but I think he had a fun, weird acid trip when writing the movie.
For sure.
So, also, who would win in a fight? Remy the Rat from Ratatouille or Stuart Little from the movie?
Remy the Rat, because he can control a human.
He's a street rat. He's got fight. He's had to survive.
Anytime I hear the phrase street rat, which is not a lot, I just think of Aladdin.
Oh, yeah. This is yay or nay on an animated kids show like Freaks and Geeks, but with a mouse.
I don't have enough of an attachment to Stuart Little to give an opinion, so I'll give it a different nay.
This is just confusing. Will it be 2D or like 3D, like the exact same CGI style?
I pray it's 2D. God, 3D animated shows are bad.
Give me like Peppa Pig animation. That's what we need for this, totally. No, give me Iron Man Armored Adventures, weird CG territory.
No, please, no.
So iCarly, the reboot show, was canceled after, I think, 3 seasons?
3 seasons, yeah.
3 seasons, yes. Leaving on a cliffhanger about her mom. What are your thoughts?
I saw the first season and
You watched it.
I saw the first season and I enjoyed it. It's a mixed bag, but I thought it was fun.
Speaking of iCarly, why the fuck did they do Baby Spencer on SNL?
I don't know. I'm
Okay,
confused. I'm just curious. Yeah, whatever about it. I don't know. Anyways, I started season 2. Didn't get too far into it, and then I didn't see season 3. And yeah, it's disappointing, but also it's not unexpected because again, I don't know how many people actually use Paramount Plus.
It's all confusing to me. I don't think it was a weird vibe. It felt like a middle ground. Like, I'm gonna try to be edgy. And no, look, I said bitch. Like, didn't feel like it was actually being grown up yet.
Yeah,
like
it was odd to say the least.
Also, bringing Freddie and her together was a weird choice considering the entire show is like, I moved on from you originally. But I don't know. I didn't watch much. I watch episodes with you occasionally, and I watch clips on Twitter. And their giant fight about like, I was waiting in Paris, wherever. You weren't there. That restaurant, whatever. I went to a plane. That whole discussion, I saw the clip like 1,000 times because it kept being everywhere.
I do not remember that.
Did I watch more than you did then? That's crazy. I think that canceling a show on a cliffhanger is always annoying, regardless. Like, especially if you're invested in that show. So I give that an A.
Yeah, my thought process with like shows and like how they end seasons, like unless you have a guarantee that you're getting another season, do not end it on a cliffhanger because you're just gonna because then your potential for disappointing people is just far more exponential if you do that.
Well, they're trying to clearly to bait people to get well, we have to get rise people together to try to rile them up. They want to have another season, I guess. It's a dumb choice. Night Swim got 2 trailers now.
I do not give a flying fuck.
I was so excited for Night Swim. What do you mean?
It looks so
It
generic
looks
and
so fun.
it looks so uninteresting and boring to me. I do not care.
It looks like every child nightmare, like in the pool and stuff. I like the idea of this.
This
I
is
think
what
it's clever and fun.
this is what I mean by with horror movies with me. Like you either have to have a really good cast or a really good premise to hook me in. This doesn't have either. No shade to the cast at all, but it's not enough to get me to go see it.
You're insane. Josh is wrong. Everyone, please email us saying Josh is wrong. And Night Swim looks floaty and bubbly. Yep. Let's go to our buddy, our pal, Drew Barrymore. The news here is that when everything ended, the strikes, and things are picking back up, her writers, the Drew Barrymore show, declined to return to the series. After Drew Barrymore, if you're not aware, kind of scabbed and tried to continue her show without them, and then tried to ban people who are wearing WGA support pins and kick them out, or even just taking their pins. And that happened 1 week before WGA strike ended. And then because of that, all writers said, "I'm not coming back." That's funny to me.
Yeah.
That's karma.
Yep.
Do you feel bad for her at all?
It's I don't know. It's such a thing of like I don't know because she doesn't have like a lot going on like in terms of acting as far as I'm aware, and like she's been doing the show for a while, and like clearly she loves to do the show from all the like the clips and stuff that I've seen of it, but there's just so much about it that it's just like I don't know.
I think the idea of this was to try and give her crew jobs again. My thought with that is you could have just kept paying their salary.
Yeah.
You had enough money, and you could have helped them wait it out. No, instead you went back on your show. And again, the idea is nice. Give people jobs, give audience, try and spread positivity wherever. But you could have just let people have their WGA support pins and made an address on the show saying, "We love our writers. When they can come back, we'd love to have them," etc. Like, you could have done all of that. Instead,
Conan O'Brien during the 2007 writer's strike is the prime example of what to do. Just go on the air and bullshit for a half hour and still pay everyone.
And it worked. It doesn't need to be good, but it also proves, in fact, if it's bad, it proves how great writers are.
Yep.
Which is better. So, I don't know. I think I'm giving this a yay that her writers declined to come back.
Yeah, I'll give it a yay.
A24. Thoughts on the studio as a whole?
Cool studio. Very much enjoyed the things they do.
They are looking to expand themselves into making more commercial films and searching for action and big IP projects.
All right, they gotta make money somehow.
Yeah, it's a very small studio. I mean, yay, but also people are like so mad at that. I'm like, y'all, it's just movies. They'll still make it themselves. They'll still do their crazy stuff. They'll still get indie directors and stuff. But it'll just be like characters we know. You've really enjoyed Daredevil, the show.
Yes.
So much so that you were going to put it above BoJack Horseman.
Yes.
He and I did a tier list the other day. He said better than BoJack, and I can't agree. But Daredevil Born Again lost all the writers and directors of the show, and they're doing an entire creative reboot. And they're also saying that the reason why is that the show was mostly like a legal procedural that did not resemble the Netflix version to action and violence. And also Cox would have appeared in costume until episode 4. That's fine.
It's like they were making it a show. It was going to be like 15 episodes, like longer than, their traditional shows. And, being a lawyer is a big part of being Daredevil. Now, I get, from a certain perspective, like you need to have a good balance of the lawyer and the Daredevil stuff. But I don't know. That sounded interesting to me.
I like that. People are happy about this, by the way. Like, they're happy it was been changed from the legal procedural, and to have Daredevil in costume like episode 1. Yo, we didn't see him in a red suit until the finale of season 1.
Yeah.
And even that, it's not even that red. It's like barely there. I still want a new suit.
I would just want him to keep the ninja suit. I love that suit.
You like the black, the Under Armour look?
I think it's cool. It's very different from everything else, like from superheroes. So that I would love for it to stay. I'm fine with the suit itself, but I like the ninja one.
My favorite Daredevil costume is still the one that's from Ben Affleck movie. We discussed that on the podcast in our movie discussion. I think it was obviously too like leathery. That's my biggest problem with that. But anyway, I give this a nay. The whole scrapping of it and redoing it, it's dumb to me.
I'll give it a nay, but like I don't know, that could be a good thing. Who knows? We obviously don't know.
Kevin Feige has stated, even after 32 movies, it feels like we've barely scratched the surface with the MCU.
Oh boy. As someone that loves the MCU and will still defend it, even though there's definitely good criticisms about it, you gotta wrap it up at some time, bro.
Well, how? You're a studio. Like his studio is Marvel Studios. Like, at this point, how do you stop? If your one product is making Marvel, pretty much, unless you branch out and not make Marvel things anymore, then what even is the point of the title?
It's such a frustrating thing because they're still trying to build it up to like this big thing, but they also aren't at the same time. Like you gotta pick one or the other. You can't tiptoe your way around it.
I think making a movie studio based on one comic company is a weird plan, and I think that's what the problem with both DC and Marvel Studios now. That's like you're stuck making these things forever, and people will get tired of them.
Like, if they want it to be successful, they've got to relinquish their grasp on everything and like really allow directors to make their movies, bring down those insane budgets, and like actually release like one, maybe two movies a year, and then maybe like one show a year. Really reduce the numbers of everything down. It's gonna be the only way to fix the problems.
I'm fine with even 2 or 3 movies a year, as long as you're consistent and doing. In fact, just do that. No more shows, just the movies, because then everyone can watch them. You lost a lot. I think they lost a lot of audience when people had to watch Disney Plus stuff. That's a big thing. Like my brother hasn't watched a lot of the MCU stuff now because like, well, he feels like he is being gatekept from it because he doesn't have Disney Plus.
Well, the problem also is that people saw Endgame as the finale because it definitely is a finale. So a lot of people now are just like, why do I even need to bother?
Right. On the note of Marvel, Matthew Vaughn, who famously directed X-Men First Class, he made The Kingsman, he made Stardust. He was going to be directing X-Men The Last Stand originally. And then that stopped because he quit directing after execs wrote a scene to trick Halle Berry into signing on.
Yeah, that's scummy.
He saw a script that said he wanted to read it, and then the exec said, no, that's for Halle. He's like, I'm the director, I want to read this version of the script. And then he finally got a chance to look at it, and he was confused by it because it said, Africa, storm, kids dying of no water. She creates a thunderstorm and saves all these children. And he went, what is this? They said, oh, it's Halle Berry's script. And I went, okay, because she hasn't signed on yet. The execs, but this is what she wants it to be. And once she signs up, we'll throw it in the bin. That's so fucked up.
Yeah.
I can't imagine being that sleazy to write also a good scene for that character.
Yep.
And say, we won't use it. What is the thought process?
Being dicks.
And it worked. Like, she signed on to the movie. Granted, she is like one of 2 leads in that movie.
Yeah.
It's her and Logan. But like, that still really sucks. I don't know, Josh. It hurt reading stuff like that. Also, Matthew Vaughn making X-Men The Last Stand would have been so much more, I think, fascinating than what we got. Spider-Man 2, the game came out.
It did. It's good. I enjoyed it.
You don't want to write first thing? You don't have any more to say?
I just have I need to play it again, but to go into detail, it's just a lot because it's a big game. I will say that it does fall into the trap of a lot of sequels of doing more than it needs to, and the balance not being where it should. Like the main villains of the game are Kraven and Venom, and they don't balance it as well as they should with that. And then like Peter and Miles' story, Piers is far more like the one given much more attention. Miles is just kind of there. They don't integrate him as well as they could have, or like his stuff isn't as interesting as Peter's stuff is. But terms of like gameplay, visuals, all that, it's still really well done. Acting is fantastic. It's just the story where a lot of like the faults of it come in, but it's still a very good game and it's still a lot of fun playing.
I haven't played it, so I can't talk about that at all. You ever watched Gargoyles, the old show?
Nope.
I liked what I saw as a kid, and my brother Corey loved it. They're making a James Wan and Gary Dowdman are developing a new live action show for it on Disney Plus. And like,
All right.
I don't know if this will work or not, but like, I'm interested. I'm very curious to see what these gargoyles will look like in real life, probably CGI creatures. So interesting.
I am indifferent.
Speaking of Vaughn, Matthew Vaughn, he has had talks to be in DCU with James Gunn and make a film for them. Nothing set in stone yet, but would you be down for that?
Yes, he's got good style. I'm frustrated by people saying he's terrible after they keep seeing the Argyle trailer. It's just like, what happened? Like, I thought that we all agreed, like, he's good.
Yeah, I'm really confused at the also visual hate from after the Kingsman too. I heard a lot of.
Well,
like people didn't like the Kingsman and they hated him for it.
Well, it's not that good.
We have discussed this differently before, but my point is the thinking like anyone sucks as a director or as an actor or whatever because of one film is fascinating to me because it wasn't your thing. Like I liked it a lot. You didn't. That's fine. But like you also liked Love and Thunder a lot when I didn't like it that much. You also liked Ragnarok when I do like, and we all have different opinions. So like I just am confused by the hate he got. Like saying he can't direct anything. He sucks. Same with Taika. Once Love and Thunder was done, people were like, ugh, he can't direct ever again. They can get away from everything.
It's just the way the internet has made people's brains work is that, if they, whatever their most recent thing is, if it was, good, then like instantly their problems of like past stuff is, instantly gone, or if, it's bad and like, all their stuff before was terrible and they were a hack and all that stuff. And that's just the mentality of how it goes. And that's just how it seems to be going for Matthew Vaughn right now. Like, unless, I hope Argyle is good. I want it to be good. It looks like it's going to be a lot of fun. But that could definitely be one of those situations of, whatever the result is, whether it's good or bad, it's going to result in, people praising him or people saying he's always been terrible.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It sucks. It sucks that people like the internet's so flip-floppy. And can you go back and forth in the same like show or movie based on like different news for like, oh, it's gonna suck, it's gonna be great, it's gonna suck, it's gonna be great. Like Daredevil Born Again. We got Loki season 2 directors are set to direct the show, like Aaron Moorhead and Justin Benson. And Dario Scardpane, who was the showrunner for The Punisher, is working on this as a showrunner. That's cool to me.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like Avatar: Last Airbender.
Yep.
Are you ready? We got a barrage of pictures and video. I will say this. Yay. That's it. I'm stopping myself.
I'm very excited. I will give it a yay.
Can you give me more details than your thoughts? Because I don't want to talk about it because I'm going to go too long.
From what it's been a hot minute since I've seen a trailer. It's very much giving like the big epic scope that this show needs for it. It feels like you could tell like that there is money and effort put into this, that it's not just like a half put together, like, we'll make it, it's just whatever. No, clearly the people that made it clearly have a love for it and want to be as big and as epic and as good as they can make it. Obviously it's a teaser, there's not a whole lot to go off on. It looks good. Also, I'm very excited.
We got like a lot of cast and character pictures.
The actor who plays Iroh looks exactly like him. Very excited.
Oh, good. Apparently, the last thing I'll say for all of October is that Sean Levy, who directed Deadpool 3, he made also with Ryan Reynolds 2 other movies, right? He made The Adam Project and Free Guy.
Yep.
He also made a lot of Stranger Things season 2 as director. But he said that Logan is canon to the story of Deadpool 3.
I hate that with a passion.
Okay, but yeah, timey-wimey. Like it's gonna be.
I know what they're doing with this. I get it, but at the same time, like saying that just means that you're undoing the ending of Logan, that finality to it, and it pisses me off.
Yeah, they're gonna kill the Fox universe probably. That's my guess. They're probably gonna go through all the timelines and just erase the Fox X-Men movies.
But how can it be part of it if Logan very clearly does not look like, his old man version self in Logan? Whatever, I don't care. I'm still gonna watch it.
You're so excited for it, bro?
I'm still excited for it. That doesn't mean I'm not frustrated by it.
But we have news about November because a lot has happened this past month, because, well, the strikes ended. So a lot more news could come out.
Yeah.
Which is cool. Also, we'll be ending this podcast in November news. We'll pick up December news next episode because it's been a lot. We don't want to bombard you, but we clearly have.
There's a lot.
But there's a lot. We're going to start with Kang Boy.
Kang Boy?
Kang Boy. I thought we could play that same clip from before. I don't know what episode it was in.
Neither do I.
We don't keep track. So
audience, if you know, let us know.
Who knows anything anymore, Josh? We have news about Kang Boy, potentially. According to executives.
Yes,
right?
I love the executives.
According to Variety, in
They're
their
not
Crisis
executives.
at Marvel article. You saw that article, right, from Variety, that Crisis at Marvel?
Yes, I remember that.
With the really dumb art piece.
Yeah.
Yeah. And, like, there's definitely some merit to something in there.
Oh, for sure.
But overall, I think it was dumb. But I will say that in the article, they pointed to the fact that Marvel execs have begun to reconsider focusing on Jonathan Majors' Kang for the next saga. They are now discussing backup plans, including pivoting to Doctor Doom.
Can I just say, recasting is still allowed. Literally, general audiences will not care.
Also, it's the easiest recast.
It's a very easy recast. And for those of you saying, like, the end of Quantumania saying that makes it impossible, no, it doesn't matter.
That's just a one group of him. But I do like the idea of China Stepstone as being a big bad, and all of a sudden Doom just walks in and wipes him out. That's kind of a cool move.
It's at first, like, I was just like, that'd be like really stupid because they've been building up Kang, but at the same time, like, Thanos, like, aside from the post-credit scenes, just shows up and is the biggest baddie there is. So I mean, like, they could do the same thing with Doom,
right? Or anyone else. Like, it's also fine. People they wanted the High Evolutionary to be just a Kang variant now and use him going forth. I was like, that's a bad reason.
People, just because they are both black men does not mean that they are the same person. Can we get
exactly?
It's like whenever you say that you see a black teenager in a Marvel trailer that's Miles Morales, you gotta get out of that mindset, guys.
It shows a lot of the internet's biases. I mean, he gave a great performance. I'm not going to deny that.
Oh, for sure.
And I get the idea of trying to pivot to a good actor. But you also can pivot to a different, new good actor. Like, that's possible. I don't know. I give this news overall yay because I think Jonathan Majors should not be going forward as Kang.
Yeah, I give it a yay. Just everything that's been happening. Yeah, it is best to just get a new person.
You also can just not have Kang anymore because at the end of Loki, it's like it's just not gonna spoil anything. But Kang's not really an issue anymore. Like, it's not really a thing. Honestly,
you could keep Kang if you want to, and it would still work, or you cannot do Kang, and it's also fine.
It sucks though. It is a cool character, especially if you watch the show Earth's Mightiest Heroes. They do a good job in that cartoon having Kang. But moving on from Kang Boy, we got a trailer for a movie that I'm sure you're thrilled about.
Which movie?
Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes.
I remember when this was first announced, I was very much against it because Matt Reeves wasn't involved, and I love what he did with his trilogy. But after seeing it, I am very hype.
It's the same universe too, the same version of the characters, sort of.
Yeah, and like
not the characters, but you know.
Yeah, it takes place, years and years afterwards. So it's basically doing its own thing, just set in the world. So I'm fine with that.
It's a new actual Planet of the Apes. Like, it's because generally Planet of the Apes stories, there aren't people involved.
No, there are,
and not like this, not the degree we had, where like the very beginning. And so I'm excited to have this new. It's truly their planet now. That's cool. I give this a yay. It was a cool trailer.
I give it a yay. Very excited.
Do you have a lot of thoughts about it, or just kind of cool?
It obviously there's not really much I can go off on with this, just because it's very much a teaser. But Wes Ball, who's directing it, he seems to have a very good understanding of the kind of tone and spirit of the original trilogy. I say original trilogy of the prequel trilogy, and he's doing his best to not only further it but make his own version of it. And I think it looks pretty good so far.
We have AI news.
Oh,
Josh.
Sadness.
Because Scarlett Johansson has taken legal action against AI image generating app that use AI creations of her likeness and voice in an ad without her permission.
Thank
Good.
God.
Because that should... I think we are in a losing battle with this SAG deal in terms of helping actors with protections. But there's still the government. I'm not getting a lot of faith in them.
Their money talks, and if you sue the living crap out of these AI companies, what can they do? Like, because they are essentially training them off of your likeness to do something without your permission, which is illegal. I remember several months ago, I think this was during the summer, that Tesla had made some kind of ad with an AI version of Ryan Reynolds. And I remember he responded to it. I don't remember how, but he very clearly was not reached out to do it or involved in it in any way. So I would not be surprised if, with the empire that he has in terms of like marketing and stuff, if he's going to sue the oblivion out of them for that.
See, it feels like pretty clear-cut cases here, because in general, you can't use people's likeness without permission, like as a just general law. So,
like, there's obviously you can parody someone, but you have to acknowledge that it is a parody of them. This is a case of where you are trying to sell it as the person itself.
So I'm glad she's suing them. Yay!
I get a very big yay. I want AI to die.
What do you think about the show Superman and Lois?
Which, the CW one?
Yeah,
for what
not Lois and Clark. Yeah.
I've only seen I think the first 5 or so episodes of the first season, but it's really good from what I've seen.
It is officially ending with season 4 on the CW.
God, it pisses me off. The show ending, it's a natural thing that happens. I'm fine with shows ending generally, but what pisses me off about this is that not only are they slashing the budget of this, they're also having to cut a lot of characters from it, which is kind of insane to me. And they're not like side characters. They're pretty major characters to the series.
This is officially the death of the Arrowverse completely.
It's sad. And it was one of the it was really good. For those of you that haven't seen it, watch the first episode, and it is nothing at all like any other CW DC show.
And you can go in blind from every other thing prior.
It pretty much doesn't tie in at all to it. It's the same actors that play Superman and Lois, not at all involved though.
I give this movie a yay. I'm glad it's ending. And it's also clearly promoting the parity between the movies and shows again, like how Marvel does.
I give it a nay, not because it's ending, but because of the slashing of its budget and cutting a lot of characters.
Speaking of TV shows and MCU, DCU stuff, we got the trailer for Echo, and it's also going to be the first TVMA MCU Disney show. What do you think of this trailer?
When it was announced, I was just like, what's the point of this? I didn't really care about her character in the Hawkeye show. They didn't give her much in that. And from this trailer, I'm like, okay, you have sold me on this. The tone is very different from other stuff, very reminiscent of Daredevil show. It looks interesting, and despite it only being 5 episodes, I want to see what this show is capable of.
I am very excited for this show. I loved Hawkeye. Josh did because he's a freaking fool. He hates Christmas joy and fun with arrows.
I've never lied. I love the Christmas vibes of it, damn it.
My girlfriend in the background just nodded, agreeing with me. Just for the record, Josh hates Christmas fun alongside arrows.
I don't hate either.
He hates the Tracksuit Mafia.
Okay, yes, they were very boring.
How dare you? How dare you? They were amazing and fun, and I love the Trusted Bro company.
Look, I've still got 10 days till Christmas, so that gives me 10 days to rewatch the show, okay? I'll give it a rewatch, because it's Christmas.
Happy holidays, everyone.
So we have
Echo. La la la. We had the Echo trailer, and I loved it. Genuinely, I think it was really fun. Fun's a weird word to say for this, but it had a lot of style, a lot of character, a lot of good direction. People have kind of ableistly saying online that how are Daredevil and her going to communicate? Guess what? First off, comic books. Second off, people who are deaf can communicate with people who are blind. It does happen in real life.
I'm sorry to say, people, but there are ways.
Yes. It's what I hate people who are online. Be like, is Helen Keller a conspiracy? No. She did everything that she said she could do. Yes, she could fly a plane. Yes, she could teach people things because there's other ways to figure out how to do things. It's crazy to me.
People are weird.
Also, in terms of planes, the sky is pretty clear. It's hard to hit stuff.
Yeah, unless you're flying in a city, you're probably not going to hit things.
It's actually much safer to fly a plane than to fly a car in general.
Yeah,
fly a car. Wait. Yes, it is safer to fly a plane than a car.
Most people would agree with that statement.
But I just really hate a lot of the ableism online for a lot of things like that. It's really bothering me. I saw a lot for the Echo trailer already. And I've seen a lot about Helen Keller specifically online lately. It's very confusing. On that note, SAG got a deal.
They got a deal indeed.
It has bonus and pay overall. They were fighting for two main things they didn't get, though, really. And now it's AI protection and residuals for streaming. They got bonuses from streaming at their certain levels, which is a hard-to-meet level for the first off. And also, they got, with AI, informed consent, which is not the same as no coercion. And that's the problem with it to me. The AI thing is actors are able to be told in audition, we'll be using AI in this project, and you can say yes or no. The problem is, it's a way to kind of gatekeep people from everyone who says they don't want AI in this stuff can just be rejected or recast, which is stupid.
Yeah,
there's no safety net for that.
It's very frustrating for this deal, and of course, I haven't done the fullest of research on it. I'm also not a legal person, so there's a lot of things to it that I don't know or understand. But from my general understanding so far is that this seems backwards to agree to this, because like they say, I've seen a lot of actors say like, it's good for like, these 3 years to like, build up and see. I'm just like, do you understand how long 3 years is, right? Like that's a short amount of time, but it's also a long amount of time for shit to get really fucked. And I feel like that a lot of these actors can't comprehend just how big of a threat AI is. They think they understand, but unlike us who are chronically online all the time, they don't understand just how much people are trying to make AI take over for things.
I am also confused at like the word AI at this point. I think people also think AI is more powerful than it is currently. Like AI isn't just a tool. It's like Photoshop. It's a thing. I mean, it's bad. Don't get me wrong, and it's really unethical to me. But also, executives talk about like we can make whole shows with AI. No, you can't.
Like they lost they lost this fight with writers because they realized, oh, this wouldn't work. And yet, for some reason, they think that they can do it with actors.
It's crazy to me. The deal overall being made means I might be able to get work again soon. So that's a good thing.
The big positive of it is that, yes, work can continue, things can, start to get made again, which is good. But there's a big fight, for the next several years. And then next year, the Animation Guild is planning on probably going to strike because their contract is up. I would not be surprised if AI is a big part of their thing, very much so, because, that's a much, I would say, easier thing for AI to take over because, it's animation.
I do feel like there are some companies like A24 will be better by AI. Based on what we saw, and they immediately right away said yes to all of SAG's demands and wants, like fully. So I feel like with some companies there will still be a lot of more leeway with that stuff, as well as more general, ethics. I don't know. It's a weird time right now. I definitely think that with AI, most companies can't even afford to use it much.
Yeah, and I think once they, like, whoever, I want to bet it'll be, like, Netflix, that'll be the first one to be like, and we made a movie only with AI, and it'll be the most heinous thing ever.
Excuse you, that already happened. Disney did it. It's called Wish. I'm sorry.
As I was saying, it'll be, like, the most heinous thing ever. People will be like, oh, so this is what you're all saying AI can do? Never mind, I don't want any part of that.
I just got a death glare from my girlfriend for saying that Wish was made by AI. So I don't know. I don't know how to give a yay or nay to this deal being made. I give a yay overall because at least the strike is over, but I wish they kept striking for a better deal.
Yeah, it's very difficult. I think that if you're very curious about it, look up find people that know this stuff better than we do to get a better understanding of it. I don't know. I'll give it indifferent yay, just because there's a lot to it. And
for the record, you might be like, well, why are you guys complaining? It got ratified by SAG by a 38% voter turnout, which is not most people. So that sucks. Most people who really cared. Also, a lot of people couldn't vote because SAG decided to, if you hadn't paid dues on time because you couldn't work because nothing was filming, then you couldn't vote. Like if you paid dues before the vote, but we were late, you weren't allowed to vote. Which is dumb because you were out of work. So it's a way to kind of suppress to get the deal they wanted. And people are really mad about that still. So Anyway, Josh, we covered the Avatar stuff, like the trailer and stuff already in October, but it came out during November. I put them with that section because we got earlier picks then. I just want to say one more time. It looks cool. I'm still nervous.
I'm excited.
Yeah. You know I have to be nervous, though. Oh, fun fact, everyone. I did meet in person Aang himself. Like, not the new actor, or not Noah Ringer, the one from the last Aaron Shyamalan movie. I met Zach Eisen, who voiced Aang. He's like 30, and that's weird to me because I still picture the cast from my DVD bonus features as children. But I met him, Jack DeSena, who was Sokka. I met Greg Delisle Griffin, who was Zula. And I met Dante Bosco, who was famously both Rufio from Hook, as well as Zuko, and Jake Long. And I got pictures of them, and like it was amazing. So I was freaking out. I think it was really cool. I want to brag about it because it was awesome. Woo! I waited in line for a while, but it was worth it. Also expensive, but worth it. Josh, you know what time it is?
It's a time for a time.
It's time when you get on the phone and you call someone. But who are you gonna call?
Ghostbusters?
They're cold. They're chilly. They're very cold. It's snowy and icy, and it's a frozen empire. We got a trailer for the new Ghostbusters Afterlife sequel. Cool. It's got the McKenna Grace again, right? Yeah.
It's got everyone from the last one.
Yeah.
I'm very conflicted on this.
Did they forget it's supposed to be comedy?
You see, with the last movie, I think the direction they took it was not a bad direction, but I feel like this one needed to go back to the roots of...
Hold on. Afterlife was just the first one again with kids.
Well, yeah, but I mean, the first one didn't really have much of a plot. It was just the three of them just improvising and doing silly ghost stuff. But the last one actually had, a plot to it. I'm not saying that's a bad thing for the first Ghostbusters. The first Ghostbusters is amazing.
I give this trailer, a yay for one reason. They're bringing back podcast. And because this is a podcast, we have to give a yay for podcast.
This is true. Podcast is the best at podcasting, so he gets a yay.
Genuinely, though, I think it's fun. It looks cold.
It looks interesting. I'm not going to doubt that. I just don't know if Jason Reitman is the right person to do this kind of Ghostbusters movie, but who knows? We'll see.
I mean, I think a lot of first trailers for even some comedies, our action comedies, look way more intense. Iron Man 3, Ant-Man and Quantumania, there's a lot of things that just look more serious.
Yeah, I guess.
And they're not. So they might be playing that route for, get the action people in first, then bring in the comedy people. Also, it's different than Zool, so I'm happy with that.
Yeah, they are doing a new villain.
We got the final Mean Girls trailer alongside new posters and stuff. Bro, fucking tell us it's a musical.
For the love of God, just put in a song. What is with movie marketing musicals and not wanting to show it's a musical? Wonka doesn't want to show that it's a musical. This doesn't want to show it's a musical. Color Purple barely wants to show that it's a musical. It's very strange.
I mean, the first trailers had the one line, "My name was Regina George," and that was it. Also, the music note in the A for Mean Girls is doing all the hard lifting here.
Yeah, and even then, if you're not paying attention, you're not gonna know.
No, people keep thinking it's just a remix. They don't want to go see it. It's like no.
It's so baffling. Just why? Not the movie.
Hollywood thinks that their audience is dumb and doesn't like musicals, which is not accurate for a lot of people.
If you're going off of something like In the Heights, it wasn't the biggest box office success because A, COVID, and B, it was on HBO Max the same day. I don't...
They should be using Greatest Showman as an example instead.
They should be. I don't know why they're not.
I don't even know. I don't think I love Greatest Showman, but I think it was good and at least got an audience.
People, the word of mouth on it was good. People wanted to see a musical.
And I think that's fun. And I know West Side Story didn't do well, but again, the musical part wasn't the issue. It was timing and Ansel.
And even something like Spirited on Apple TV, that got a pretty big audience on there. People want to watch musicals, and yet for some reason these studios are no one wants to see them because of one failure. And it's just no, you morons.
Did you see the final trailer for this?
For Mean Girls? Yeah.
Yeah, that's fun.
Yeah.
Angourie Rice, who is famously British, apparently. I learned that recently.
She's Australian.
Okay, well, she's not American. My point was, I'm sorry, I saw one clip.
You've just offended the entire Australian audience.
I understand that. It was an accident. My point was, I didn't actually listen to what I heard, my point is...
You're saving yourself great here.
I know, I'm doing great. I love Australian accents. I love Australia. You're down under. It's great. I was talking to someone about Australia the other day. I'm not going to tangent right now. But basically, she had no idea what Homecoming was, despite being in Spider-Man Homecoming. She had to learn on that set originally. And, like, she said she wasn't still very clear on it. She's like, it's a party, I guess? It's a celebration? Like, yeah, kind of. It's when the football team comes home? Like, yeah, kind of. And I think that's funny. And so this is now her second or third, this is her third high school movie.
That's
and
crazy.
She is an adult at this point.
I mean, everyone in the cast is.
Yes, definitely. Renee Rapp is not the right age to play Regina George.
I did not know that she originally played her on the Broadway musical.
I am getting a death glare from Nicole because she loves Renee Rapp. I am not insulting Renee Rapp. I am stating that she is aged out of the park. She has now given me more of a death glare, and I am still so sorry. I love you, Nicole. This looks really fun, and I'm excited for it. I've not seen the original Mean Girls. I'll watch it soon.
You haven't seen it?
Fun. No.
I thought you have.
No, I'll watch it. I'm interested. Josh, we got, speaking of trailers, Inside Out 2 teaser and posters with the new emotions like ennui and anxiety. Ennui means boredom.
Anxiety's design is perfection. It is great.
I also didn't even notice the voice changes for disgust and fear.
Yeah, I'm still pissed about Disney not wanting to pay Mindy Kaling or Bill Hader what they're due for those roles, but, whatever.
Overall, though, I think this looks fun. I think my bigger issue with it right now is we saw the same amount of motion. Again, we saw other people's heads in the last movie, like a bunch of other people, and no one else had extra emotions. They all had, like, the same 5. They might have evolved. I actually have a lot of different theories about that first movie. I think it was really, really perfect to be how it was. And I think adding more to it is fascinating, but also this retroactively changes things about the first movie, especially with adults' brains. So
I'm going with movie logic of they didn't come up with it first time, and so they're just like, oh, let's do something new. And there we go. I'm not putting too much thought into it. I'm just going in to enjoy it.
Fine. Zelda. Okay. I have a lot of thoughts on this. So we're getting for those who don't know, I have probably said this for many times in the podcast. The Zelda series is my favorite video game series of all time. It's also the series that got me into playing video games. Ocarina of Time was one of the first games I ever played. Wind Waker was the first game I ever beat. Twilight Princess, I got so far 3 times over with my memory card getting erased 3 different times.
Oof.
So I never I complete it. I have the game on Wii and GameCube. Still haven't finished it because my memory card twice went through washing machines. That's just a whole other story. Another time got corrupted. Whatever. But we're getting a live action Zelda movie with Wes Ball set to direct and Avi Arad. Is it Arad?
I don't know.
I've never heard his name actually said out loud by himself.
Me too.
I've only heard it by other people. He is set to produce for Sony. And I have thoughts. My favorite thing is on that original post, the top comment is this image. Josh, enjoy that image.
Tom Holland for Link. The campaign begins now.
I don't want Tom Holland as Link. God.
I don't want it, but if it happened, it'd be the funniest thing just because it would piss so many people off.
I showed Josh like a 10-minute pilot script I wrote for a Zelda show in freshman year of college. I love the idea of a Zelda show, even a series of movies, but not focus on any specific games as much. There's new stories. It's cool. Or if you do any game, just make Ocarina of Time in a trilogy. That's all that one game, and you just make it so it's adding more details. Make it like Twilight Princess in terms of aesthetic. You could add some Skyward Sword kind of clothing and vibes, but I don't know. It's interesting. I am so conflicted. I have more thoughts. I wanted to pitch a whole movie trilogy or something to a studio with a mix of Celtic and Japanese aesthetics, kind of combine, create this new world of Hyrule. You have kind of samurai and English knights involved in terms of style, and I love the idea of pulling a lot of different influences to create your own unique vision for this. I doubt any of that will be the route here. Give me the Great Deku Tree, the weird big tree talking with a mustache. Give me that, and we'll be good.
I fully believe that it's going to be Breath of the Wild because that's the most famous of them.
It's not the right game to adapt.
I'm not saying it is. I'm just saying that's probably what they're going to do. But I'll give Nintendo props on them wanting to make this live action and not animated.
The only way I would want it to be animated if it was like Studio Ghibli. That'd be cool to me.
That would be, yes.
But otherwise, I'd say live action, I think it should be very, very high budget, Lord of the Rings level scale, while also having a very human connection to it. Here's a tweet I want to show you, Josh, because this was like previs for Wes Ball's canceled Mouse Guard movie, and it could hint how you might approach a live action Zelda movie. And this made me more open to it, actually, like aesthetically.
Cool.
Looking at these images, I'm like, yeah, that could be Hyrule. Sure. Well, especially that last image gives me a great Deku Tree vibe, that turtle. So like, you know what? Sure. I do see a vision here. I think he did a few movies I've seen. Wes Ball. He did I thought, am I wrong? Hold on. I might be absolutely wrong. Give me a second. So he's done only Maze Runner for directing so far. That's it.
I think he's done more.
And Ruin as a short. No, he said for directing, he previous films, Maze Runner, Scorched Trials, and Death Cure. I've seen none of those. Who's writing this? Now that's what I'm curious about right now. Do we have a writer yet? Oh yeah, Derek Connolly.
Oh no.
Oh, we discussed this before. Yeah, Derek Connolly wrote Jurassic World series.
Oh, we're fucked.
And Rise of Skywalker, Detective Pikachu, Kong Skull Island. So he has made one video movie before in Detective Pikachu, which is not the right vibe.
The only good thing he's written is Safety Not Guaranteed.
I think that this will be interesting now. I like the idea this movie being made. I want to be able to make it. That's why I'm a little sad about that. Moving on from Zelda, Josh. Wait, first off, yay or nay on this being made with Wes Ball set to direct?
I'll give it a yay.
And Avi Arad set to peruse.
I give indifference to that.
I have to be. This is hurting my soul too much, so I had to give it a nay because I wanted to make it. We got the tax right oof section because David Zaslav, I don't know if you're aware, famous WB Presidente, has made choices this year.
Some pretty bad choices, if we're being honest.
A little while ago, we found out that the movie Coyote vs. Acme was going to be shelved for a $30 million tax write-off.
Which is crazy because like that's not even as much as how much the movie cost.
No, and it's so dumb. You would only be losing money. Like, you had a chance to gain some money back at least for this, but no. Okay. But their thought was, they're thinking that it's gonna make less than $30 million, and so okay, we can hedge our bets and get some more than that. I understand that thought in terms of literally just financials, but in terms of like creativity, you're a killer. Apparently, it was the best of its kind since Roger Rabbit. The leads are super likable. It's beautifully shot. The animation is great. The ending makes everyone fucking cry, where it was an actual quote about the movie. So that was interesting. Moving on from that as well, apparently director Dave Green and producers were only informed about the whole situation after WB already underwent the process of writing off the movie. And then at the time, outside buyers were interested in the film, but WB told them the movie was not for sale, which is also insane. And now they've changed their mind and said they're going to sell it. But they only changed their mind because of the huge public outcry.
Which is just like, but wasn't the public outcry for Batgirl big too? And Scoob?
Guess not. Okay. It's upsetting, right?
The whole, every decision he's made, the only good decision that he has made is that there won't be movies made for HBO Max anymore. That's the only thing I can agree on, is that streaming movies, just like from marketing standpoints to the actual films themselves, like they do terrible with them, so just put them in theaters. But this shit is so bad. The
argument for him being in favor right now is that they are going to pretty much go under in 2021. It's like they're probably days away from bankruptcy, and he has bought them in 3 extra years by his cuts.
Sure, keep telling yourself that, bud.
I'm not agreeing with it. I'm saying that's the argument in defense.
I was saying that to Zaslav, not you.
Oh. It's Harry Styles.
The British man from Don't Worry, Darling?
Also from Eternals.
And Dunkirk.
Eros, the god of love. And that's it.
Is that who he is?
Basically, yeah.
Oh, I didn't know he was a god of love. All right.
Well, he's the god of sex, basically. That's not a joke. Look, I'm not kidding.
I know you're not kidding. I just think it's funny.
Eros is a very interesting character. Anyway, or Star Fox, which confuses me. Because I hear Star Fox, I think of the game series Star Fox.
Yeah.
Kevin Feige was asked about, all the different tags we see at the end of movies. And he was asked, will Harry Styles return to the MCU? He said, we will see. He's excited. We're excited. We will see. We introduce a lot of new characters and a lot of new movies and tags. Yes, Kevin Feige. Maybe don't do that.
Yeah, at this point, I kind of hate they keep doing this, ending and end credit tease, like, oh, here's like a new story or here's new characters, because now, which is how uncertain everything is, there's like a 9 out of 10 chance we're never gonna see them again. Like Hulk's son at the end of She-Hulk, I highly doubt we are ever gonna see him again.
I would like to see what happens with Eternals because that's a fun movie to me.
I really love Eternals. I think it's very underrated.
I think we're both in the minority in this camp still.
I'm aware we're in the minority. I say everyone that hates it is dumb.
That's okay. We have a lot of people who listen to this who might disagree with you, Josh.
Come and fight me.
Yes, everyone, please send an email to verbally accost Josh, and we will appreciate it and read on the podcast.
I want a physical fight. I want you to come punch me with your
lose.
opinions. How do you know?
Fighter.
I'm tall, though. And that's got to count for something.
What?
I said that's got to count for something.
Oh, he's gonna throw some hands over Eros and Eternals. Got it.
Yes.
I gave this news piece a nay. Don't do these tags anymore. You can keep doing fun ones or whatever, or setting something up that you know will be the next movie already. Yeah. Like how fucking what was it? Winter Soldier setting up Age of Ultron with the end of we got the Maximoff twins, and then that they're in the next movie. Cool, that's fine. And it didn't like it was not actually a needed scene. It was just like, hey, an extra moment. Remember, we have cool things coming, and it happens like, in a year. That's different.
Or literally pull a No Way Home and just have a trailer for your next movie at the end of it.
Which is crazy. I mean, that's what Avengers happened. It was end of Captain America or end of Thor or something.
It was the end of the first Captain America.
Yeah, had just a trailer for the Avengers.
Yeah,
and like that was fun. I watched that in theaters. That was fun.
Yeah. Or like you have Shang-Chi's end credit, which like just teases like something big that we're probably not going to find out for another like 4 or 5 years.
Even if it's like just that same one, even if it's just the sister running the underworld, the gangs and stuff, that's still like a cool. You don't even need to expand on that. It's just like, hey, that's cool. She's taking over. That's actually fulfilling her arc as a character.
Yeah, that one's fine. The one with like Vaughn and like Hulk and Captain Marvel talking about like where his like rings came from and all that, and like he's like, oh, we've never seen this tech before. This came from somewhere else. And
I think it's the same thing as Kang's rings as on Kang. I think Kang's the stuff that was in his kingdom in the Quantumania. They were very ring-shaped and glowy. The same as the bangles, the same as Shang-Chi's Makalon rings. I think it's also the same technology.
Then tie it together.
We'll never know.
We probably never will.
Because Kang's changing a bit. So, yay or nay to these tags? The forgotten ones. Also, for the record, are yays and nays yays and mays? Yays and nays mean nothing. It's literally just, it can be the change of that grass looks too green. Whatever.
I'll give it a nay.
Okay, Josh. We learned a while ago that The Office might have a reboot. Things might be changing here. Because now the strike's over, they actually can talk about things.
That is true.
The reboot of The Office is not happening.
Thank
God.
The
creator is interested in making a series set in the same universe.
We are going to finally get the Stanley series.
Quoting something like the notion of this documentary crew doing a documentary about a different subject. That's just a different show. That's just a different documentary. That's just Modern Family.
Like, the thing that makes The Office is the characters. It's not that it's a mockumentary. Like, yes, that's part of the aesthetic, but we like it because of the characters. So,
and it's supposed to be a boring, mundane place to work. That's the idea.
Yeah. And, like, we don't want a reboot of it because then that would be the second remake of The Office. Like, no one wants that.
There's actually a lot more remakes of The Office. I don't know if you know that. Have you watched The Indian Office ever?
I have
fascinating.
Not.
It's cool. I give this news a nay. Don't make more things set in the same universe just because.
Yeah, I agree.
Garfield, we got a trailer with those terrifying baby Garfield eyes.
It's so funny because like the animation looks so good, then Chris Pratt talks.
Why is Sam Jackson the father of Chris Pratt?
Because it's such an insane choice.
The voice difference.
It's such an insane choice, but it works so much better because of it. Chris Pratt is just doing his voice, and it doesn't work for the character that Garfield is.
I don't think the story works, from what I've seen, for Garfield. Like, it just feels like another generic movie, like animated movie. Like, you could make it, adding the word Garfield doesn't add anything to it.
Yeah, it's like how the live action movies were. They're just like, we don't really know what to put in here, so just like have Bill Murray just seem sad the whole time.
Give me the show Garfield and Friends again. Give me Odie and Garfield and John. And basically just adapting things from the comic strips and then intercutting with other fun things. Like you can do a lot with that stuff. Basically, just compiling the comic strips into a fun movie could be fun.
It's so funny that the only successful like adaptations of comic strips is the Peanuts, mainly because the creator worked on them.
Yeah, that's fair. We had Noah Schnapp in that too.
I wasn't talking about the most recent movie, but yes, that was also good.
We got Moana news. Your favorite live action remake is coming soon. The next film that Dwayne Johnson's shooting will be that one.
I want to cry.
And he is, of course, now officially confirmed to be playing Maui.
Look, the man is clearly having some kind of midlife crisis with his movie career after the recent failures of like Black Adam and stuff. So like he's going back to Fast and Furious. He's remaking Moana just because there's other things that are in the works too. That's just him just trying new things now. I'm just like, at least he's trying new things and like is returning to good things again. But I don't want this.
The hierarchy of power is about to change in the DC universe again. And it's not with Black Adam.
I'm genuinely surprised they are making this before Frozen.
If they're both too soon.
They're both too soon, but I thought Frozen would be the one they would do the soonest.
I give this news piece a nay.
I give it a nay just because it's not going to be good. If it is good, I will be very surprised, but I doubt it will be.
Madam Web trailer came out. Okay, what is this movie? Because I said jokingly a while ago, this will be a movie about them trying to make sure Uncle Ben dies at the right time.
It might be.
And it might be. I made that joke, and I might be right.
Well, keyword it might be, but also, if you know anything about Spider-Man stuff, you know that Ezekiel is not the Spider-Man character that goes after Spider people. So already they're docking points on just not caring about the comics.
I like the costume design. Besides the Ezekiel Sims one, like the actual Spider-Man suits with Spider in the images you saw.
Problem is that we don't get like enough of a good look at them, so I can't really give my opinion on them. Ezekiel's is the only one, and that one looks like a CW costume. I'm sorry, it just does.
I think this trailer looks fun in a way that I am excited to see it, not in a way I think it'll be amazing. Does that make sense?
So it's going to be another Morbius then?
No, it looks actually better than Morbius did. Let's be real. Although there's a great line in this movie, in this trailer, about her mom in the jungles.
You want to know a good way of telling if your movie is going to be bad is if you have casted Dakota Johnson in your movie in a sizable role. If she's giving effort, then that means it'll probably be good. If she's not giving effort, that means it'll probably be bad. And she's not giving much to this.
I think a line is literally just cut out from different parts of the movie. Like
probably. Or maybe not. If it's not, I'm gonna laugh.
If it's an actual line, I will go insane. I love that. I can't believe it was an actual. If that was a scripted line in the movie, I'm amazed. But this looks like it'll be at least somewhat interesting. It looks different.
I will see it for the cast. I love the cast of it. If anything, they'll at least be semi-good, hopefully, or try their best to save it. But I don't know, man.
What is the Sinister Six gonna be?
There is going to be no Sinister Six. Why do they keep trying to make it happen?
Are we going to have Ezekiel Sims in the Sinister Six with Morbius and Vulture and Venom? The Sympathetic Six?
The only successful movies from this universe have been the Venom movies, which is still an insane sentence to say.
And people, generally speaking, don't love them.
People don't love this universe.
Kang Boy, is there more of that? Oh, yeah, there's more Kang Boy. We have more Kang Boy news again.
There's always more Kang Boy news.
It's about the movie itself, Kang Dynasty. Destin Daniel Cretton, who directed Shang-Chi and was tapped to be the director of Kang Dynasty, has left Kang Dynasty. He will now focus solely on Shang-Chi 2, which also means confirmation of Shang-Chi 2.
Good. I'd rather him focus on that and get that out than Kang Dynasty.
Well, I think the reason why is because they're probably realizing, hey, this will be delayed, we're retooling things. And I'm sure the movie he was pitched is now being changed.
Probably.
This feels like confirmation of that, honestly, to me. So, okay. Yay.
I'll give it a yay.
Do you like Pedro Pascal?
Mm-hmm.
Do you like his Joel Miller?
Yep.
Do you like Reed Richards? Because we might end up getting Pedro Pascal as Reed Richards in the MCU.
This is a casting that I have no idea what to think of, because I would need to see him as the character to be able to form an opinion on it.
He better shave his face, like Maxwell Lord style, completely just bald-faced.
He probably will be.
Yeah, I mean, I'm excited. I think he could do it well. Apparently, according to the Hollywood Reporter, first off, he's not confirmed yet. Deadline said he was being eyed to play the role by Marvel.
Yeah.
And then, according to the Hollywood Reporter, Pedro Pascal's involvement in Fantastic Four as Reed Richards will be dependent on sorting out his schedule for Gladiator 2 and Last of Us Season 2.
He's got he's got those. He's got Mandalorian. God knows what else. Like, he's a very busy dude right now, and I'm very happy he's a very busy dude.
But it's being rumored right now he's also been offered the role. So, if that's the case, interesting. This feels like a role that no one wants, because no one wants to sign up for a 6-movie deal for a universe that might be dying. Because audiences seem like they're getting tired of these movies. So if you don't want to hop onto a sinking ship. But honestly, I don't think it'll be a sinking ship. I think they just need to put out a few things good in a row, because everyone on the internet keeps saying MCU is dead, MCU is back and forth. So if you get that MCU is back 3 times in a row, people are like, oh, this is great again.
I think it's good that next year the only movie for the MCU being released is Deadpool, and then their only show I think is Echo that's not animated. I think that's going to be a saving grace for them, just like getting very little, because we've just been getting so much from them lately.
But I give yay to Pedro. I think I'm intrigued, but I want to see him stretch. Sure, let's see him stretch. Also, Vanessa Kirby might end up being Sue Storm. Cool.
I'll give it a yay. I'm curious to see.
Joker Year 1 is a comic coming out soon. And like Batman Year 1 is releasing in February across Batman issues 142 and 144. That's just the Killing Joke, right? Like, what are we doing differently?
To show more of his stand-up routines. I don't know.
I mean, sure. It's not a definitive thing still. We're gonna get a new for a different origin in a year later. It doesn't matter.
But like, what is with the obsession of giving him an origin? I feel like the Killing Joke is definitive enough, and then the Joker movie also does more than enough. Like, I don't think we need more, if I'm being honest.
This news is mostly for me to tell comic readers if they aren't already aware, because we don't read many comics. So I'm neutral in this, because I'm not reading the current run to know anything. To be fair,
I'll stay neutral. It doesn't affect me.
Toy Story 5.
Oh, goody.
Tim Allen, famous, always on the right side of politics, man. He wants Toy Story 5 to follow adult Andy trying to find and reunite all his toys for his child.
They're kind of all separated to the winds at this point.
Also, imagine, I need it for my kid. I must go scour the earth. What is that story?
I don't want this.
Also, both Tim Allen and Tom Hanks have been asked to return.
I don't want this, because 4 I think is good. I think it's underrated, and that's as far as I would go for an additional ending. But now we're getting a 3rd ending, and I'm just like, you can't do this again, guys.
Creed 4 is in the works, Josh, with Erwin Winkler. He's in. I don't know who that is. He says they have a really good story. Michael B. Jordan is going to return again. That's correct.
He did a very good job with Creed 3.
They're beginning pre-production next year, or in a year.
I just wonder what the plot of this one's gonna be, because this is
the last actor.
This isn't a spoiler, because it's right at the beginning, but he quote unquote retires from boxing. So I'm like, what's this one gonna be?
Do you like Christopher Nolan's his movies overall?
Yep.
Okay, because he says, and I know you agree with him on this fully, that there's a concern of content disappearing from streaming services.
Mm-hmm.
He said there's a danger these days that if things only exist in the streaming version, they do get taken down. They come and go. And I agree. He also the one who's saying go buy physical media, and I agree
very much.
Yay! I love that he's on the side of physical media, which makes complete sense for who he is.
Yes, buy. If you love a certain movie or show and you want to have it forever, just buy it, please. I beg of you. Streaming is not reliable anymore. So if you love the Barbie movie, buy it physically. Just do it.
Are you ready to be confused?
I'm always confused.
So we know Jackie Chan and Ralph Macchio will be reprising their roles together for a new Karate Kid movie. And reprising the roles means they're playing the same versions of the characters. This is a Karate Kid this takes place after the next Karate Kid movie.
So this is
this is a 5th one in that universe and 2nd one in the other universe, which is apparently now all the same universe.
I'm fine with them existing together. That doesn't bother me. I'm still not 100% clear on if this does take place in like the Cobra Kai show world, because the creators are not involved with this, and they said they have no idea what this is. So I'm just like, does this tie into it at all?
This is weird.
It's very strange.
I'm mostly confused by this.
I don't hate the idea of the two of them being together, but it's just with Cobra Kai still going on, I'm just like, how is this gonna work?
I give us a yay until we see a trailer.
I'll give it a yay.
Superman. We have casting announcements again because the strike's over.
Whoa!
We got Skylar Gisondo is playing Jimmy Olsen, and that is amazing and like literally a dream cast of mine. First off, he's amazing. Have you ever watched the show Psych? You haven't, but in general, if you ever watched the show Psych, he plays young Sean Spencer in that, and who's basically just an ADHD eccentric kid. And I loved it. He was great. He was in the latest movie we watched. What's that movie we watched?
Licorice Pizza?
Yeah. Weird movie. He was great in it. He's always been really funny and charming, and I think he fits the nerdy kind of photographer, young, plucky guy role.
Yeah, he is. Great casting. If you've seen the Drew Barrymore show, Santa Clarita Diet, he's fantastic in that. I'm totally down with this casting. We
also got Nicholas Hoult as Lex Luthor.
Cool.
Cool. We're ready to see a bald beast?
Please just have him be bald from the start. Don't do a Jesse Eisenberg of him having long, luscious locks from the beginning and then getting shaved off at the end.
According to Gunn on Instagram, he replied saying, "Of course he'll be bald."
Okay,
so I'm assuming this the whole time. Cool. I'm happy with this. We also got casting for someone else. Who was it? The villain we got cast, like the engineer or something. Yes, Maria Gabriela de Faria will be playing the engineer from The Authority, the Superman Legacy, and she is apparently going to be the villain as well. And that's cool. That's a different villain we've seen before. And while Lex is still in the movie, it's still cool to have a different villain.
Cool.
Yep. Star Wars news. Your favorite subject now of all time. Star Wars.
Oh, boy.
And I'm sure you know what this is about. We got our boy in the cowboy hat. Dave Filoni has become Chief Creative Officer at Lucasfilm. He will now work more directly with Kathleen Kennedy to oversee the next generation of Star Wars movies and shows. He also says that he will be more hands-off approach, very much like just a member of the Jedi Council, helping move things along without actually being as much hands-on.
Okay, all right. So,
Josh hates this.
I'm not a fan of this. I have nothing against Dave Filoni. I as a person, I got nothing against him. I do not think he should be the person in charge of the creative future of Star Wars, because everything I've seen of him lately has just been, here's a cameo from a person I created, here's a cameo from something that you like, and that's all Star Wars has become now, is just cameos of things that you remember. It's not interested in doing anything new, or just, it's taking the safest route possible, and it really bums me out that that's what he wants to do. And the only provocative and good and new thing from Star Wars has been Andor, which is still a very strange sentence, but it survives and works because it's doing something new. And I just don't get this at all. I mean, I get it from a certain perspective, but the fact that Star Wars is now just not going to be for everyone, it's only going to be for fans. And I mean, like, hardcore fans that know everything, it saddens me. Like the Mandoverse movie that's going to be happening, that's going to tie in all the Filoni shows and everything together, it's not going to be accessible to anyone that hasn't kept up with that stuff. They're not going to know what's happening, and that just saddens me.
I never watched Ahsoka. I never watched any of the shows. I purposely don't watch Ahsoka or like Book of Boba Fett and stuff, because I had no interest or any other shows that I never watched Clone Wars or Bad Batch or Rebels, and so I felt out of loop to watch the new stuff. And I didn't want to watch 10 years older content to watch one season of a TV show.
Yeah, this is like Marvel, like you can still make the argument that you can still see the movies, but there's definitely cases of like where you have to see shows for it to make sense. This Mandoverse movie is going to be the most inaccessible thing out there, just because it's going to be tying in all of this stuff that most people haven't seen. And it just frustrates me, because now we're probably also just never going to get any more movies aside from like that one, just because he loves to do shows. And it frustrates me. I'm mad. I hate this. As someone that was a casual fan of Star Wars, I really don't think Star Wars is for me anymore at this point, and that's sad to say.
it's not for either of us because clearly we love The Last Jedi, and that's not the direction anymore.
That hasn't been the direction for quite some time.
And I also heard that what's his name? Adam Driver. He said he loved working on Last Jedi. He thought it was like a really good. It was different direction, but really good direction going forward, and made sense. Still, I'm like, cool. Thank you, Adam Driver. And he's like, yeah, the third one kind of fell apart.
Yeah, like, yep. Like in a recent interview, he was talking about like Kylo's journey and how like when he had signed on, it was basically to be the inverse of Vader, and of him basically just staying evil. And like The Last Jedi still went that direction, but did it in a slightly different way. But he was still on board with it. Then the third movie, he said it himself. They threw it out the window and just like did a redemption arc. And like,
I still think that The Last Jedi could have been cool if they had Rey and Kylo switch places, good light and dark. That would have been cool too. But they didn't do that either. There was nothing interesting in The Rise of Skywalker. We're moving on to something that is now a franchise. The Black Phone 2 is happening with Ethan Hawke, Mason Thames, Madeline McGraw, Jeremy Davies, and Miguel Mora all will return to star in The Black Phone 2. What's the plot gonna be?
Yeah, this is my problem with certain horror movies getting sequels. Some of them just shouldn't. Like, the ending of the first Black...
Didn't he not make it out? Ethan Hawke?
No, I thought that he died.
That's what I'm saying. Like, didn't he... Like, yeah, okay.
You see, this is the problem I'm talking about. Like, and I'm glad that the same creative team is making it, because that means that they've got something, but I think most horror movies are not designed to have sequels.
It's based on a short story originally, the first one.
Yeah, so... It's like Don't Breathe getting a sequel. It shouldn't have gotten a sequel, and it did, and it's one of the worst things I've ever seen. And I don't want this to be bad. I want this to be good. But at the same time, I'm very tentative to say I'm excited for it.
Okay. I mean, I guess they might make him a ghost now, because the last movie had ghost people.
I guess.
We discussed the Black Phone on the podcast. You guys can listen to that episode. But I guess I guess a nay? I don't know. I'm going to go with nay. Because I'm confused. It hurt itself in confusion like a Pokemon. Good Burger 3 is happening.
Oh, okay.
What do you think?
Sure.
I haven't seen the second one still. You've started it.
I've started it. It's a lot funnier than I expected it to be, so that has me excited to finish it.
On a different note, Mark Hamill is done playing the Joker officially. He said
this so many times.
Well, he said, no, he has not. He's made this statement. He's been asked now a few times since Kevin Conner's passing. He's been pretty consistent. But he said now, without Batman, crime has no punchline. And that's fine.
Yeah.
Yep. Good. Yay.
Yay.
Sad, but yay.
Yeah.
We also have news about Zaslav. David Zaslav says scrapping films for tax write-offs took courage.
No, they fucking didn't, you moron.
He said, what content is going to help us win? The content that wasn't, we made a strategic decision on. It was difficult and painful, but it was necessary. What?
You see...
Art. It's not content, it's art.
Yeah, that's your number one cause of never listening to this fucker, is that
podcast is content.
Is, like, the fact that he doesn't consider movies or shows art, but that's something that is just easily consumable and then you can throw it away, shows why he should not be in charge. And also, he continues to tank the company while still saying that he's saving money. No. I'm surprised he is still in the position that he is in. Because no one has any faith in Warner Brothers or HBO Max at this point. Like, I cannot imagine that their stock is doing great right now.
You want to get mad at our CEO?
When am I never not mad at them?
So Bob Iger and other Disney execs say their main goal is now quality over quantity according to Deadline. Now?
Shouldn't that be your priority all the time?
Since inception? I'm glad there's a change being made, I guess.
This is just like... Iger's also been frustrating me, because at first I thought that, it would be better for him to be back in a position, and he's still making dumbass decisions that, honestly, Bob Chapek also could have made. I think he came on taking a brunt of a lot of work. Like, it's a bad position to take. Like, when you come back and it's like, well, I need to fix a lot of messes now. But I think this might have been just a dig at Chapek doing quantity over quality. It's like, well, now it's back to quality. And that's fine. I feel like this should be the goal for everything, all of the time. Make things that you think are good and, you put heart into. You make movies and shows, not content, and which means it takes time to make things. And yes,
but Josh,
making original.
All art is content. What do you mean?
look, making things takes risk, especially making original things, because you have no guarantees. But I feel like, especially with this year, Disney should realize that they need to put more effort
Monetize your art. Monetize your art. Oh, God. Michael Waldron is now the writer of both Avengers Kang Dynasty and Secret Wars. He previously wrote Multiverse of Madness and created Loki for Marvel Studios. He also, for the record, about Loki, he only worked on season 1, not season 2, in terms of writing.
I'm fine with this. It doesn't bother me.
Josh knows I'm more against this news. My biggest problem, I had a lot of problems with Loki. I like Loki overall, season 1, but like I had a lot of problems with both seasons of the show. And those same problems I had Multiverse of Madness. So I don't think he's the right writer for this. But also, we need someone to write it.
Yeah.
Like, I'm glad we have a person. Someone just said in the comments to this is either going to be gold or shit, no in between. I'm like, you know what? That's fair. I give this, I guess, a nay. I don't know, man. His mustache smug face haunts me.
I'll give it a yay. I really like Loki. I really like Multiverse of Madness. I'm here for it.
Scream 7. We're getting news on Scream 7. It'll be the end of our podcast talking about this.
Oh boy.
So, we're going to talk about some stuff that might get a little more political. I'm sorry, you can tune out if you need to. But we also need to talk about the fact that this is huge news shaking up the next Scream film. Josh and I have gone on record as loving the Scream franchise at this point. I'm going to go in order. We got a lot of stuff to talk about. Let's start with the fact that before we know anything else, Melissa Barrera, who played Sam, that's what I was the character's name, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, has been fired from Scream 7. Not like scheduling issues, not leaving the part. Fired because she has been vocal on social media about ongoing genocide happening in Palestine. And for the record, it wasn't anything like a ton. It was like, hey, this is bad. This is genocide. Let's have a ceasefire. That was mostly what it was. It's like, I'm sorry this is happening. Here are things you can go to help. Christopher Landon, who's directing, as we reported on earlier today. Yes, today. It's the same day we recorded last time.
Yes.
We are not doing this over 2 different days. Christopher Landon has commented on Melissa Barrera being fired from the film for speaking out against genocide happening in Palestine. And he said, this is my statement. Everything sucks. Stop yelling. This is not my decision to make. I fully believe that. I believe this is a higher up executive decision or producer decision, not him. And that sucks. That's a bad thing to inherit to your film, and that's unfortunate. On that note, Spyglass, the studio behind the Scream films, has released a statement on firing Melissa Barrera for speaking out the genocide. And they said, we have zero tolerance for anti-Semitism or the incitement of hate in any form, including false references to genocide, ethnic cleansing, Holocaust, distortion, or anything that flagrantly crosses the line into hate speech. She wasn't saying hate speech. It wasn't a false genocide. There's actual evidence. I don't like how much the entire Western media is saying that the Israeli government is on the good side of things. I don't get it.
Yep.
Calling her anti-Semitic for saying children are being murdered is not anti-Semitic. You also can be both Jewish and on the side of Palestine. You also can be anti-Semitic and be on the side of Israel. There's different ways to look at all the situations. Josh and I have made our stance, I think, a little clear at this point. If not, Josh, make your stance clear.
Yeah, if you haven't followed me on social media, can we stop the genocide, please? That would be great. Yeah.
And it is genocide at this point. And I know this might be more political news used on the podcast. We try not to get too much in that stuff.
You see, we say this, and I feel like that we have been a lot.
No, our politics has mostly been like, get the vaccine. That's been most of our politics at this point. I think saying we're leftist, but not the extreme of like, hey, picking a side on a war. But I feel like this getting fired for saying, hey, please stop bombing hospitals and children is insane.
It's she's not the only person that has been affected, like in like Hollywood. Like Susan Sarandon the same day was also let go from her agency for the same exact reasons. And like other famous people literally had to word their statements incredibly carefully because of just the attacks that they get for saying, stop killing people, stop the genocide. It's insane, this entire thing.
Jenna Ortega will not return for Scream 7.
This is literally the next day. She
left. Not fired, she left. She has said scheduling issues were the issue.
Well, she never said.
Well, no, her company or something like that. There were people talking for her that have made it clear saying, yeah, scheduling issues. But look, yeah, her schedule became very clear because she doesn't work with them. I think that's what it is at this point, right?
I do not doubt that like Wednesday's schedule was going to conflict with it at a certain stage. I don't doubt that, but the timing of it is very specific.
Day, it's I got your back, girl.
Yeah, like she deliberately did that.
And then we got a statement from Melissa Barrera after what happened, and her words were, first and foremost, I condemn anti-Semitism and Islamophobia. I condemn hate and prejudice of any kind against any group of people. As Latina, a proud Mexicana, I feel the responsibility of having a platform that allows me the privilege of being heard, and therefore I have tried to use it to raise awareness about issues I care about and to lend my voice to those in need. Every person on this earth, regardless of religion, race, ethnicity, gender, sexual orientation, or socioeconomic status, deserves equal human rights, dignity, and of course, freedom. I believe a group of people are not their leadership, and no governing body should be above criticism. I pray day and night for no more deaths, for no more violence, and for peaceful coexistence. I will continue to speak out for those that need it most and continue to advocate for peace and safety, for human rights and freedom. Silence is not an option for me. That was a very well put statement to me.
Yep.
Also, firing someone with those words is making statements like that is fascinating.
Yep.
Just saying. Now we have to end this with interesting things about the Scream 7 franchise going forward, with the fact that James Vanderbilt and Guy Busick are set to write a completely new script now for Scream 7.
Which just means that they're probably just rebooting the franchise again.
Producers are reportedly keen for Neve Campbell to return. I don't think
that's
Neve
a great
will do
joke.
I don't think she would do it.
After you refused to pay her what she was due for Scream 7, do you really think that she's going to come...
6.
Yeah, Scream 6. Do you really think that she's going to come back for this after that bullshit that you just pulled? I'm sorry. I think that she has more integrity than that. If not, I'm going to be incredibly disappointed.
I think it's hilarious. I'm like, okay, let's go back to Neve. Let's do it. We have no other option. I don't know. This is insane to me. This whole thing is insane to me. Do you think Neve would say yes? Your personal relationship with her is very, very long.
Yes, we text back and forth all the time. I think just from everything I've have seen from her, which isn't a huge amount, and like from what I've seen of her as a person, I would hope that she would say no to this and that she's aware of what's been happening. This is so insane on so many different levels, and I
think it is the funniest statement from the studio they could have made.
Oh, yeah. Just like, we want Neve back. It's just like, you didn't want her back for the last one. You made that abundantly clear.
You could have said, we were wrong.
Even if they say, we were wrong, we apologize, let's get them back, they're not going to come back. If I was either of them, I'd be like, no, I'm not coming back to you.
And Josh, that is our show. Ending on the note, I knew it would be a bigger piece to talk about. That's why I ended that. But... yeah, Scream 7's a mess. I'm not going to see it as of right now.
Yep, same.
Unless things change drastically, I'm not going to see it. At least not in theaters. I'd probably wait many, many months to see it on, a DVD from, the freaking Goodwill. Something that should be no money going to them. We are back, Josh. We've done it.
We are.
We are back, and hopefully in a more permanent position. If you like the show, please email the show at podgeekspeak@gmail.com. Tweet at us with #GeekSpeakPod or @GeekSpeakPod on Twitter. You can tweet at either of us individually as well. Josh, you can find him on J_Rudy28.
Yep, J_Rudy28 on Twitter, Instagram, J_Rudy16, Letterboxd, Nerd4Film28.
You can find me on TikTok or Instagram at That Nerd Theater, or on Twitter at The Theater Nerd. And you also can join the Discord server for the podcast. That'll be in the description down below of this episode, and every previous episode I have retroactively added it to there, so you can check that out as well. And thank you so much for listening. Yeah, it's been a while, but we hope that'll be back in a more permanent setting. Also, happy holidays if it does not come out on time.
We will make it come out on time. I will make sure.
We will do it. Okay. We will hopefully have one more episode at least in December before this is done. All right. Have a good one. Eat some good cake and have some cheesecake too. Why not?
Yeah.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye.